than that.
That's right. I remember paying $100 for 256K RAM.
Alright, we're starting now. Live streaming as always. That's also starting now. Missing a couple of players today. Presume that their characters are protecting survivors. So, let's get started. Recap of last session. You guys find yourselves in Elturel. You had travelled through the streets of Elturel to find much discourse. The entire city, having been taken from the material plane, has been plunged into Avernus. Where there were once flowing rivers, there are now spurting pools of lava. Where buildings stood, now lie piles of rubble. Where there was once a mighty river that cut through Elturel, there is now just a gaping hole. And where there were once trees, there are now skeletons of what they once were. You've made your way across Torm's Blade towards Helm's Shield Hall, aiming for the High Hall to try and find Duke Alder Ravengard, who is probably the highest authoritative figure and esteemed paladin of Torm and the Triad. If anyone can try and help you guys in this current situation, it would be him. However, as you're making your way to High Hall, Rhea and the other survivor Leffit had pointed out that a heap of the townfolk had actually taken refuge in Helm's Shield Hall, which is a temple to Helm / barracks for the Hell Riders of Elturel. So you guys decided to stop by there. Upon approaching Helm's Shield Hall, you found it to be swarmed with undead. Hundreds and hundreds of skeletons and zombies being led by devils had surrounded Helm's Shield Hall, and you'd soon learned that they'd actually broken through the front door using some sort of infernal looking vehicle. They smashed through the front gate and crashed into the front door. The front door crumbled down, blocking passage, and we ended the session with you guys all banding together to free the rubble from the front of Helm's Shield Hall and exposing a survivor trapped under the rubble. That's where we're starting today's session. So Alandir and Zygon are not here, so they're going to be holding the front line, helping the Hell Riders, guarding the prisoners. So they're off doing that at the moment. Alright, Nico's got a spike growth spell here at the front entrance. There were, numerous skeletons and zombies at the front of Helm's Shield Hall. None of them seem to have moved since you've noticed them. None of them are attempting to make their way into Helm's Shield Hall. They seem just to be standing there lifelessly, surprisingly. In the front courtyard where you are now, you can see absolute destruction. All the outbuildings have been destroyed. Horses and Hell Riders have been murdered. There's even a Hell Rider corpse stuck to an iron spike driven into the front of Helm's Shield Hall. So you haven't fully cleared the rubble yet. So the entrance is still somewhat obscured. The entire front foyer had completely collapsed. But you've managed to clear the rubble enough to expose this infernal contraption. It's made of a black iron. It has wheels lined with spikes. It resembles a bulky armored coach. And it even has a swinging wrecking ball attached to the back of it, which is somewhat destroyed, and iron jaws mounted on the front of the vehicle. And it's huge. It's about 20 feet tall. It's completely dismantled the front gate and the entrance to Helm's Shield Hall. And I'll give you guys a handout as well of what it looks like. I showed you last session. So, trapped underneath the vehicle, there is a woman. And she's barely alive. She's still underneath the vehicle, so you can just see her. She's dressed in full plate mail. Her slight hands are absolutely covered in blood. And a weak voice calls out for help. Please help me, she says from underneath the vehicle.
Okay. Try to pull her out. Anybody got any healing?
How do you try to pull her out? Just grab her hand and tug on her?
Well, I'm going to take a look and see if there's like something spiked into her or something holding, or if she's crushed below the waist. Or...
Yeah, you only see a part of her head, her left shoulder, and her hand peering up from under the vehicle. She is slipping in and out of consciousness as well. And she's trapped under the bulk of the vehicle.
I'd like to observe her injuries and try to determine how bad they are and what they are.
Well, they're under the vehicle, so...
You can make a medicine check.
Seb, with everything being destroyed, can I find a long piece of wood I could use as a lever?
Yeah, there are quite a lot of pieces of wood. They look kind of weak compared to this machine, though. This machine looks like it weighs like tons, and the wood is just a frayed piece of wood that probably will break.
Not big beams, alright.
No, there's no major beams. There are just some small buildings that had been destroyed here, and a lot of it has burned away. No massive like beams that have fallen from the actual main structure itself. Alright, Callan, you assess her injuries, and you do believe that she'll survive if you can get her out soon. Her legs may be broken, and she is slipping in and out of consciousness. You're going to have to act quickly. Luckily, her plate armor seemed to have protected her mostly from being instantly killed, as the wheels of this machine are lined with spikes.
I'll let the others know that, and then I'll say, Raven, I am out of healing magic, or any magic, until I get prayed to Timora again.
Me too.
I pull up my one good berry.
Is there any... I look to...
Hold on.
Bargle, could you lift this contraption off of her?
That's why I was looking for a lever. I can't do this. Tons.
Rhea runs over and says, I'll help you. I'll push you pull.
Alright.
Alright, make an athletics check with advantage, Bargle. The wheels are all buckled on this machine. And with your combined strengths, you're able to kind of not really move it. It's far too heavy for you to move, but you're able to actually lift it up just enough that someone can pull her free as she looses herself from the greaves that she's wearing. Alright, Raven, you drag her out, and then Bargle, you can only actually support the weight of this machine, a fraction of the weight of the machine for a brief moment before it just crashes back down onto the ground. Everyone jumps out of the way.
Well, that's good. I was about to waste our potion of frost giant strength.
Alright, Nico gives her a healing word, and she does not look like she can stand. Her plate mail, or what's left of her plate mail, is all crumpled up, and she is seriously injured.
Yeah, we'll drag her with us. Stabilized her with the healing word, right?
You drag her out. Did you want to drag her somewhere else?
Do we want to take her inside the castle place? Or?
Well, what can we see in there?
Rhea says, I don't think that's a good idea. The devils are running rampant inside. We need to get her with the other Hell Riders to safety. She's in no condition to fight.
I think that's a good idea. Can't we just bring her around the corners and have her stay over there?
Rhea helps her up to her feet, and she can't walk, so a couple of people have to help her, slinging her arms around their shoulders and carrying the injured off the battlefield. She speaks a little bit as you guys take her to safety and just says, the others, they need you. The Bone Devil led the charge. It said it wanted everyone to be killed, and it was going for the hold. Alandir and Zygon come running and take her away.
So I got no fireballs.
He says, he doesn't say anything. He just glares at you.
Can we get through? Is there a spot that can make it through to the hold, or is it just all?
As it stands, no. But if you clear away more rubble, you think you're quite close to getting through. Rhea comes running back as well after she makes sure that the survivor's okay. And she just starts lifting up rubble. Come on, help me, she says.
All right.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. It only takes you a couple more minutes to finally see a gap, and you can make out a chapel beyond. And with a couple of good boots, a big pile of rubble slides down, making a wide enough gap for everyone to slip through.
Sweet. In we go.
That Ray heads in. The dynamic lighting's gone, right?
No, there's a barrier.
Okay, let me fix it. I moved it. I thought it was the case. What about now?
There you go.
Yeah, for some reason, you have to like move it twice for it to move. Sometimes. Okay. As you head in, there's a chapel. And straight away, directly ahead of you, there is a green-skinned barb devil standing atop an altar that's on a raised stage. And it claws at the neck of a grimacing, battered old man who's covered in blood-stained clothes. The man looks weak, but still alive. And you see the remains of scores of hell riders and undead and devils littering the blood-soaked floor. There are also wall tapestries depicting Helm as a warrior in full plate armor. He's standing in the sky, guarding these staircases made of clouds and looking into Faerun below. And you see 8 rows of wooden pews sitting before the stage, wooden stairs leading up to the second floor to your left and right. And at the back wall, there are also another 2 sets of doors, here and here, leading to another section of Helm's Shield Hall. So the Barb Devil has the man by the throat, and it hisses at you when you guys enter. And it speaks in Infernal.
Hold, Hell Riders.
He's telling us to stop.
You wouldn't want me to break this man's neck, would you?
We're not Hell Riders.
Rhea looks at you, Raven. What he was trying to say?
I'm just telling them we're not Hell Riders.
But we stand with the Hell Riders, and I am a Hell Rider. Put him down, she says as she draws a long sword and points it towards the devil.
What do you want, fiend? I pull my mace out.
Do you say that in common?
In common and Elvish.
Do you say it twice? Both times when you say it, devil doesn't seem to understand you.
It says, "What do you want, fiend?" I tell it in Infernal. Translate.
I want no harm to come to this man. No harm to come to you. And no harm to come to me. I do not wish to burn and crumble and be crushed by the weight of this building bearing down on me.
Yeah, I just don't want that either.
Then let us make a deal.
What kind of deal?
If you agree to leave Helm's Shield Hall and not come back for 24 hours, I'll let you take this man with you to save his life.
But we agreed to let you leave for 24 hours.
Rhea looks confusedly. What's he saying?
He's saying he wants us to leave. And
What?
leave the shield hall to him.
He's got to be kidding, right?
I think he wants to desecrate it or something. So you've got to decide, and we can try to fight and rescue him. But you've got to decide whether your shield hall is worth one man. Would you sacrifice yourself to save the shield hall?
I would. But I cannot sacrifice one man's life and lose 100 more.
Well, if we defeat the devil, maybe we'll save more. Is the guy that he's holding conscious?
He's barely conscious. He's looking quite sad, actually. He's covered in blood. His arms are limp by his side. He's not attempting to fight off the devil or anything. And he kind of looks up at you through blood-soaked eyebrows.
Kill me,
he says.
Well, he's offering to give his life to save the shield hall. So I don't know what that devil's going to do in the 24 hours he wants us to leave and come back, but I'm thinking it ain't good.
Well, obviously we're not leaving.
Well, then he's going to kill that guy, and we should get ready for battle.
So, do we have a deal? All we need to do is sign a little contract.
What are you going to do here in the 24 hours?
None of your concern. You know the nature of my deal. Now you can choose to accept it, or watch this man die as his blood is on your hands.
Not on my hands. On yours.
You have a chance to save him. Will you throw that away?
He looks pretty far gone now, and I don't think you're going to do anything really good to this temple. So, let me confer with my friends a minute. Just a minute. So I'll look at Rhea. So
what? Tell him we're not going to accept the deal and he should prepare to meet his end.
all right.
I agree with that.
Sorry, we're not going to accept your deal, and you should prepare to meet your end.
Fools!
I'll roll initiative. Alright, Seika, you're up first. So, difficult terrain. This area here, at the front entry, and all of the pews are difficult terrain. So keep that in mind. I'll highlight them in green. Difficult terrain. And the pews.
Move up there. And then I will try to do a chromatic orb on Liqua. lightning. Roll.
The orb of lightning misses as the devil jumps to the side, and then it just strikes the back wall and disperses. Raven.
Alrighty. I'm going to Thorn Whip the demon, bring him closer, and break the grapple. So I found my Thorn Whip.
It's a miss. The devil jumps to the side as well. It's quite quick with slender body. Nico.
Nico, you know what to do.
Yeah, I will attempt a thorn whip.
That hits. The thorn whip wraps around the devil's arm and you rip him forward off the stage. It's only a 5-foot drop, so it's not enough to knock him prone, but he does let go of his grappled target. And the man just kind of drops down onto the stage.
And I'll toss a healing word on the man.
Alright, all of his injuries seemingly heal up. Thank you! He quickly crawls off the stage, runs over onto the corner here, and dodges and cowers. Callan.
Back to the 9 hells with you, you fiend.
We're in the.
So I did twice by mistake.
Alright, the devil has advantage.
We're halfway to the 9.
Yeah, you're not quite there. Alright, so this saving throw is with advantage. And he resists. Magic has no effect on him.
Well, let's try that again.
Alright, roll a d20 as the lucky holy symbol of Timora spins around. You roll him an 11, so he gets a 16. He still saves.
Timor, why have you forsaken me?
You look at the holy symbol of Timora and it's all buckled from like taking so many hits. Like Timora's face is all janky and messed up. Bargo.
She looks like your grade 10 English teacher.
Come on, roll 20.
You swing at the great axe, but the devil just quickly tilts its head and ducks underneath the attack. You swing again, catching the devil with that attack. And you break through a few barbs, and some olive-coloured ichor sprays out onto the ground as you slice a wound into it. Rhea rushes forward, and she takes a longsword in both hands and lunges it towards the devil. She hits him, slashes through his side, spins the sword around again, tries to hit him again, but the devil dodges out of the way of the second attack. Fools! The devil's going to slash at Bargle with a claw. It hisses, it misses, it moves forward. It slashes at Callan, straight at his face. Misses you, Callan. It then spins around, flicks its tail at Rhea. Misses Rhea, and then it moves, pushing through everyone, provoking an opportunity attack from Bargle. It's too quick, and your attack misses. It then pushes through again. Rhea swings at it with all her might. And she hits the devil. Its flesh sizzles and hisses as the silver contacts it. And then it moves one more square, running for the exit, provoking from Callan. That hits. Alright, you smack it with the mace, but the mace pretty much bounces off it, doing minimum damage. And it seems to be just trying to run for it. That's the end of its turn. Seiko.
I will do Shocking Grasp.
That hits. As it runs by, you grab it on the arm, it turns its head towards you, and then poof, a big explosion of lightning knocks it back and leaves it all frazzled.
No, I don't want to move. I'll stay there.
It's a reaction. Or stop.
Raven.
You, get over here.
Alright, you run forward and get kind of tangled up on the pews and end up missing with your thorn whip. Nico. And you've got some sort of like potion effect or something, Nico? Did you take a potion or something like that?
No, that's the armor of Agathis.
Okay.
And the spike curse outside.
Yep.
I'm just gonna try and grab him. No, I'll whack him with my thing.
When you look at the devil, you
Walk
see
away from it.
it's complete. It's like a cactus. So the thought of grappling it makes you feel like it's going to hurt your hands. It's going to stab into you.
Walk away and thorn whip it.
I got me. Things are very small.
Make sure on Ed's turn, everyone yells, whispers to him suggestions of what he should do with his character. Thinks he's
I'd
doing it to
appreciate that
everyone
sometimes.
else's character. All right,
I'm
you
the leader
slash.
of you.
You slash it with the silvered scimitar. It hits. The silver slashes through its flesh like a hot knife through butter.
Puppy will come over and take the help action.
Okay, the flame corgi then flies by and gets in the devil's face, and it gets all messed up. This guy is just cowering now, and he's just going to stay there hiding behind the stage. He's safe, relatively safe.
I don't blame him.
Kellen.
I'll gesture towards the fiend again and cast Toll the Dead.
It's another wisdom save for the Barb Devil. And it fails. Numerous spikes start to fall off of the devil, and its skin becomes cracked and broken as the necrotic energy wilts it. Pargle.
Alright, 15. I'm gonna grapple the devil. I know it'll take damage, but Bargo doesn't care.
Okay. Athletics check.
Yeah, just roll 20 to catch up.
Alright, it's going to attempt to like tumble out of the way as you try to grab it. And it's too slow. You just grab straight onto its hand and it smiles at you. And starts just moving its arm from side to side. You'll take damage on its turn from it grappling you.
Alright, can I use my remaining movement to pull it back and put it to the square to my right? Because I have 15 left.
Yeah. You can move it one square.
That's what I'm gonna do.
You can move it one square. You can't move it 2 squares.
So would I be moving with it, essentially?
Well, when you are grappling something, it's supposed to be you drag it and it just drag behind you. It's not you're like swinging it around.
Then
in
I
every
will
direction.
move here and drag him one back.
Yeah, but I do also have my own house rule that says that you can move it around you, but it's like as if you were moving yourself. So every square you move it around, it costs you 10 feet of movement.
Okay, see, I was trying to move it through me, but I can do it around. All right, gotcha. But
You can.
that's fine. I just want to drag
It just
back.
requires more movement. That's all.
All right. Can I use my second attack to shove it to the ground?
Okay, make another athletics check. This time it's just going to try and like use brute strength to resist. and it does. You just sort of wrestle with it, and it's like jumping all over the place, and it just won't go down. Rhea steps up, and she just says to the devil, "By the order of the Hell Riders, I vanquish you, fiend! Be gone from this holy place!" And she tries to impale the devil. She narrowly misses though and ends up just scraping along its side. And that's her turn done. Alright, Elequa, the Barb Devil, is going to start jigging itself, causing its barbed hide to deal 5 points of piercing damage to you, Bargle. And it just yells at you an infernal, "Get off of me!" and starts lashing out at you with a claw. It hits you for 6 piercing damage. Claws at you again, and it misses you. And then its long tail wraps around you and it tries to drag the tail back across you with its spikes, but the tail misses you too. And so you took 11 damage there, Bargle. Not sure if you saw that first 5 or not. That was for you. Seiko.
Sorry, doesn't Heavy Armor Master kick in for those or not?
Oh yes, I forgot about that. So, not for the barbed hide because it's not an attack. So you just take 8.
That would
take
be full.
8. Yeah, it only works on attacks.
Weapons, that's right. Weapon attacks. Gotcha.
Yeah. All right, Seika, you just grab onto its back and then knock it forward again with more lightning, and you shock it. Quite brutally, actually. The devil has just got smoke coming off of it. It's already starting to melt. Raven.
Waiting for the whispers.
Rhea says, "Go and help that man over there. You should do."
I can't. I got nothing to help him. Oh, I grabbed my ankle with my thorn whip. I look at it disappointed and throw it away.
Yeah, the pews, you've actually created a domino effect with the pews. You've knocked one over and it's knocked the next one over. You're just all tangled up in the pews now. Rhea looks at you. "What are you doing?"
Helping him. I'm creating a bad path so that nobody can get to him.
And Nico. That hits. Right, you slice into the devil. Again, the blade cuts straight through it. The devil is very close to dying now.
Puppy, I'll help again, dude.
Okay, Flame Corgi gets up in the devil's face once more.
10, 20 to get there. So I can go over here.
Callan.
Blast him again with Toll the Dead.
And the devil resists once more. Bargle. You're letting go of it. And swinging with your axe. And the devil dodges. It's a miss.
Did you have advantage from the help?
Oh yes, you have advantage. That hits. Alright, you sink the great axe into the devil and blood just sprays out into the air, and then suddenly the devil starts to choke. It falls back onto the ground. This gaping wound is just pissing out devil ichor, and then it just jigs around a little bit and it flashes green smoke and ichor spray along the ground, and there's nothing left of the devil.
Alright, so I'll go check on the guy.
He's shaking.
Oh, thank you. You saved my life. I thought I was dead.
Where's are the others? Are they held up in here somewhere?
I'm not sure. I was just cleaning the temple. And I got captured. I was dusting the pews. And that devil has been using me as its play toy, beating me around. To an inch of my death. But not to that end. Only so I wished I would meet that end. I honestly thought I was going to die. I can't believe you saved me. My name is Anda Yanona. I'm the caretaker here. I don't know where everyone else is, but I heard many screams coming from upstairs. And I saw a bunch of zombies run through those doors.
He points to both sets of doors.
Comings ins or going outs through those doors?
They ran in. There was many of them. All sorts of fiends and undead. They burst through the door. And they started piling through all of the rooms upstairs into the kitchen. And more of them were coming, but that's when something crashed into the front entry and it stopped them for a time. And then you came.
Zygon enters the room. He says, "My name is Zygon, protector of the innocent. I've never killed anyone for no reason. Come with me if you want to live." And if you're done with questions, Zygon will take another survivor to safety.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thank you. And you too, Hellrider.
As he's leaving, I asked Reyes, "You know him? He's on the up and ups. Like, you've seen him around here before?"
Anda? I think he's older than the Order of Hellriders themselves.
Okay. I just wants to make sure he was one of the good guys and not.
Yes. Thank you so much for saving him.
That's what heroes do. So where I thought we were going to the crypts and all. That probably seems like it should be somewhere off of here, right?
No, it's only accessible from the top floor. In the private chapel, there is a stairwell that leads down.
Wow, that's thoroughly counterintuitive. But you knows the way.
I will admit, I may have skipped my priestly studies, but I think I know roughly where it is. It should be on the 3rd floor. One set of stairs is as good as another, I guess.
Okay. Is there any peoples you think might be hiding in these rooms here or whatnot?
I think those rooms are usually off limits. They may be armory or storage or something.
Okay. Seems like a place someone's go to hide, though.
I'll check the other one then. You check that one.
Okay, so I open the door.
Door's locked.
Oh, this door is locked.
This one too.
I knock. Anybody's in there?
You didn't get any response.
No, I forget from last time. Are we on like a clock? Were they like beating down the door?
Yeah, the Helm Shield Hall's under siege by devils. They've like entered the Helm Shield Hall, and the other Hellrider that you just saved, Estra, she said that the Bone Devil has ordered for all the Hellriders to be killed, and that the Bone Devil is headed for the hold. where all the survivors are. There's like supposedly 100 of the Elturelian townsfolk huddled up in that hold, with Ontharr Froom, the paladin of Helm, protecting those townfolk.
Okay. Well, we should probably all go up the same stairs if we're going upstairs.
What about the doors to the north of the room? And are all these other bodies, they're all dead?
Yeah, there are just, it's a horrible scene. You see some, look like some priests, wearing just light robes, and they've been completely disemboweled. There is a person so identifiable. All of their flesh has been flayed, leaving them just a muscle and blood. And then there's another fallen Hellrider with some puncture wound straight through the back of his solid plate mail, piercing him straight through the other side. No survivors, just blood everywhere and destruction.
Did you say the zombies went to the north doors?
They came from the north, and then they went up the stairs, the way I heard.
No, they went in. They came. There's only one entrance here, and it's the front entrance that you guys came into. So he said they came in, and then they started like spilling forth, entering all the rooms and whatnot. The Bone Devil calling for the Hellriders to die.
So is this the hold that we were supposed to save the innocents in?
No. I think
Then
we
why
gotta
are we
get
here?
up to the other chapel and then down to where it was. I
Yeah.
think that's...
Ray just said that the hold's on the third floor. Like this hold is accessible from a tower on the third floor.
Okay, alright, then let's go to the third floor.
Alright. Callan, Ray didn't hear the conversation with Ander. She was just sort of lost in thought and checking for survivors. So she says to you, "What did he say about the kitchen?"
Say something about the kitchen. I missed it.
It has good food.
We were just talking about like a second ago. He said that the zombies went into the kitchen.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. So no, yeah, he said that there were zombies that were heading that way.
Which doors to the kitchen?
I don't know what to do. Should we go after the zombies? Or do we need to get to the town folk? What if the others are in much need as well?
Well,
How many people could be in the kitchen?
Well, there's at least the cook. Maybe some people were dining.
And how many people could be up there killed if we don't get there soon?
You're right, over 100.
There we go. The needs of the many outweigh the needs
well,
of the few.
I can't imagine that people were sitting around having lunch when they were under siege and all. Probably the cook and all those other peoples took refuge in the sanctuary. That's my guess.
What if they're trapped in there and they need our help?
Okay, how about I open the door and look in, and if there's nobody's there, then we go upstairs. But there's probably going to be like zombies, so be ready for that.
I'm at your side, Nico.
I'm with you then. We need to make sure there are no survivors.
That's a good plan.
If only the cook will go quick.
Alright, I'll open the door.
You want to listen first?
Oh, yeah. See, I told you.
Alright, you open the door and it's a feast hall. You can see a number of ghouls tearing the flesh from corpses. And there are about a dozen dead Hellriders and a scullery maid. Horrible wet wounds all over the ground. They're just scattered everywhere. There's even like a dead dog on the table, and the ghouls are just taking turns ripping pieces off the dog and chewing on its limbs. They're just feasting on Hellriders as if they're just casually having dinner. At the back wall, you also notice a big fresco of two gauntleted hands clasped together. One is branded with the watchful eye of Helm, and there's also a similar godly fresco on the ceiling. And you just see blood everywhere. The ghouls with their blue glowing eyes turn towards the door.
Do you mind? We're just having some
ghoul says to you.
I don't mind. Close the door. Let's go.
Yoinks! Let's go, Scooby.
Okay.
Rhea runs in.
Brandon, what's for dinner?
There you go.
She
girl.
just screams.
You need 2 people to do this. One to open the door, the other one to close the door. One person can't do it alone.
I'm gonna roll initiative. Where did your token go? Raven.
I have no idea. I'm on a whole new map that shows like zombies with a side of sandstone.
What? Alright, something happened when I tried to select all the tokens. You moved your token and it must have glitched you onto another map. or no, maybe it moved you. Where are
I see
you?
black. I see black all on the top of the map. On the very bottom, a thin line of stone with like 5 or 6 zombies or ghouls or whatever they are. Maybe.
Alright, you must have got shifted somewhere. Okay,
And
I don't
off
even...
the map, I see my numbers but no token.
What about... Let me... You somehow got teleported. I don't know what happened just then. I literally just went to select all the tokens to roll initiative and you moved at the same time and then all hell broke loose. Alright, what about now?
Awesome.
You see nothing, right?
Nothing.
Okay.
Just delete my. There
that,
we go.
That token is going to appear on the most random map later on in the campaign somewhere.
Awesome. That's my backup philanthropy in case I die.
Alright, move up if you want to move up a bit more, Raven. There's one door here. There's also another door over here. Okay.
Alright.
Let's do it. There are 8 ghouls. Alright, the ghouls just finished tearing at the limbs of the fallen, and this one just runs forward at Bargle, and with its long claw tries to slash at him. And it starts off with a crit. Make a constitution save, Bargle. It rips that claw straight along your neck. You resist the paralyzing effect, and you take 10 slashing damage. Or 7 slashing damage. Nico.
Okay, right on the one that just crit him, I am going to drop up.
Alright, things start cooking in the kitchen. And
I'm hungry.
Ghoul's gonna try and jump out of the way. He's too slow and the bonfire erupts, starting to burn him badly.
How tall is the ceiling in here?
Ceilings are 20 feet high.
Okay, so I'll have a puppy fly in over here and then stay in the corner and then flame seed.
That hits. Direct hit with the flame seed. It knocks the ghoul back and scorches its flesh. This ghoul is just puts down the dog drumstick that it had in its hand and says,
More Hell Rider. Yes. A bit chewier than what I would have thought, but you look succulent.
slashes at Rhea with a claw. Rhea brings up her gauntlet and blocks the attack. Raven.
There we go. I will shoot the ghoul on Ray. And push.
Rhea says, shoot the ghoul on me. Direct hit. The Eldritch Blast slams into the ghoul's shoulder and just breaks it, and pff, big chunk of flesh is blown off of the side of the ghoul.
Chuck him back. And
Alright. You knock him back.
Yeah. Do I?
Yeah, you do. Alright, you knock him back and he tumbles into the other ghoul. And he's squeezing now, so you have advantage. The next beam slams into him and just hits him in the head and his head explodes like a watermelon. His corpse falls onto the ground.
Better than a whip.
This ghoul just moves up, slides all the food off of the table. And by all the food off the table, I mean the poor pupper. Jumps up onto the table, slashes at Rhea. Miss. Alright, this ghoul has just finished twisting off a Hellrider chicken wing. And it just throws it down to the ground. And it takes a dash action as it runs at Bargle. Rhea is just screaming, and she starts slashing away like crazy with her longsword. It hits the ghoul once, slashing it along its side. She's gonna step over here as well to make some room. She angles around. Come at me, Callum.
She'll step into the room. That ghoul straight ahead looks wounded, doesn't it? Its rotting flesh has been damaged.
Big longsword slash straight along its torso.
Through my goddess, I'll try to add to that.
Alright, its flesh that doesn't look so rotten due to its ghoul-like nature just automatically becomes rotten now and starts to wither, and blood drips out of all of the seams of the ghoul's limbs. It's looking almost dead. Alright, another ghoul comes running, and he runs up to Bargle and tries to grab onto him with its long claws. Hits. And Bargle, you take 5 slashing damage, and you'll need to make a Constitution save. You resist the paralyzing touch of the ghoul, and it's your turn.
Alright. Hit the one that's really damaged right to my left.
That hits it. And you cut it straight down.
The one upper left. Oh.
You slip on a dead rat.
Bonus action, second wind.
Seiko.
What to do, what to do. I will shocking grasp the one right in front of me.
That hits it. Alright, that sends the ghoul flying back, and its smoldering corpse falls onto the ground at the other end of the table. This ghoul puts down the big link of intestines that it had as it was using the Hellrider's chest cavity as a bowl. Throws them all down.
Huh! Much more fresh meat,
it says. It runs forward and it's going to take the dash action and run at Rhea while jumping on the table. This ghoul's going to run at Seika. And instead of clawing you, it tries to bite you. But misses. And the ghoul's going to put down the dog chop that it had in its hand. Actually, it's going to just take it with it. Runs over at Rhea and tries to slash Rhea. And it just grabs Rhea by the neck and starts to squeeze. Rhea's going to stop screaming because now she completely freezes. As Roll20 lags a bit. Ray is paralyzed. And her longsword drops from her hand and her head just sort of tilts back. The ghoul lifts her up and she's just there, completely lifeless. Nico.
Okay. I'll get the one next, straight up to the north of Brea. That's this, and then Puppy of Flames.
Flame seed hits, and a little ball of fire clips the ghoul's shoulder. Raven.
Alrighty. Ooh, there's a lot of ghouls. Alright, I'm gonna shoot that one.
That hits.
Back 10 feet.
Alright, you knock it back, it goes flying over from that table onto the next one. And you send another beam after it, but you miss.
A little wide.
The ghoul here is going to slash at Bargle. It misses. Rhea suddenly comes to her senses and she just tightens the grip on her fist. She balls her hand into a fist at the end of her turn and tilts her head back to face the ghoul.
Leave that girl alone, Biff.
Callan.
I will do Toll the Dead again on that goal. Timora, destroy these creatures.
And the ghoul has a little patch of necrosis just appear on its chest. It fails the saving throw. This ghoul will run forward and come to the doorway here. Provokes from Bargle, Saker, and Callan.
Okay.
Bargle, that's a hit. Callan. The lucky coin of Timora flicks up in your face. She tried to swing. And Saker, it's too quick. It dodges out of the way of your rapier thrust. Alright, Bargle, you slash your axe across the ghoul. It's not enough to stop it though. It gets to this doorway and looks around, and then it runs at Raven and jumps at him with its claws bared. Oh, these ghouls. Make a constitution save. Raven.
Good thing I have adamantium underwear.
Wonder if that would work actually.
You a Mormon?
Alright, you resist the paralyzing touch, but it does slash you straight across your neck for 10 damage.
It's okay. I can get him. Adria!
Bargle.
Step up, going after the guy.
That hits. And you start slashing into that one. You hit it again. And you cut it straight down. It hits the floor hard. Dead.
I'll stay there.
Seeker.
What to do, what to do.
Drop a fireball at your feet.
I don't have fireball.
We're screwed.
I will shocking grasp that goal.
Alright, Seeker runs forward, slides across the table, landing and grabbing onto the goal, and that hits. The table is also difficult terrain, of course. And the lightning just knocks the ghoul back against the wall. This ghoul is going to jump straight over the top of you, Seika. And then it keeps on running. It provokes from you and Rhea. It's leaping from table to table. Both of you hit as it jumps over to that table. And you stab into it. Not enough to completely kill the ghoul, but close to it. Ghoul continues running. Dash action. Bargle, you can attack it as well. Bargle is just too quick for you as you're trying to focus on the other one. You don't react quick enough, and then the ghoul dashes up to Nico. This one is going to just retaliate at you, Seika. Takes itself off the wall and tries to bite you. Misses. Nico.
Okay. I'm going to move my bonfire under it.
The ghoul jumps out of the way of the bonfire.
Yeah, it does. Alright, and then he'll come out and actually from the doorway he'll spit at and then move next to me.
That hits. Alright, as the flame corgi appears at the doorway, the ghoul jumps back, the flame seed poof, hits the ghoul directly in the back, and the ghoul is still standing. Barely. Raven.
Alrighty. I guess I'm going to have to shoot this one at disadvantage with Eldritch Blast. Try to push it away.
It's a miss. And another miss.
Now
Just
I lay
gets-
me down to sleep.
Gets right up in your face, and as you try to fire, it grabs your hand and the beams just go awry. Meanwhile, this ghoul tries to claw Bargle and misses. And Rhea is going to slash away at the ghoul north of her. She fights with the ghoul, managing to catch it once with the longsword, leaving the ghoul badly injured. Still 4 ghouls left. Callan.
Toll the dead on that one. Die. Or be undead dead.
Die again.
It makes a saving throw. The spell has no effect. The ghoul chuckles.
Do you think your god's bells are going to help me now? Your
Yes.
god is dead.
She is not. Don't say that.
Primora is dead? Wow.
This ghoul's gonna slash at Raven.
No, he's not.
Miss. Bargle.
Bargle's gonna slash at that ghoul.
That hits. You bring the great axe down the ghoul, almost taking its head off. You swing again, but it jumps out of the way of your axe. Seika.
Is this ghoul still alive that's right next to me?
It's still standing there, clawing away at Rhea, trying to bite away at you. That hits. And you just grab it by the neck and it just gets electrocuted. You let go of it. A sizzling corpse hits the ground.
Okay, 10, 20, 25, 30.
And slide back across the table.
My silk robes help that.
The ghoul is going to claw at Nico. And it hits. Make a constitution save.
It's 10 from the armor. I get this. Or is it not a do damage? I don't know how that works.
Yeah, firstly you gotta make a con save. Alright, as the claw hits you, you feel it pierce into your armor of Agathis, and it you resist the paralyzing effect. Then the ghoul's hand turns to ice, and it begins to freeze up to its wrist, its elbow, until the entire ghoul turns into an ice statue, which then just shatters, leaving little particles of fleshy ice scattered all over the floor. And you lose your bonfire as well. Not that that really mattered. Nico.
Okay. On the ghoul next to Raven.
That hits. Right, Thorn Whip wraps around the ghoul's neck. And are you dragging it?
Yep.
I think we have a choice.
You do.
Up to.
We do?
Yeah.
0 is up to.
Yeah, you can not move it and just Thorn Whip it if you want. Or you can move it 5 or 10 feet. It's up to you. You drag the ghoul back and he just gets thrown across the chapel. And Flame Seed intercepts the ghoul as well. And it just cuts a hole straight through the ghoul's chest. The ghoul lands on top of this dead priest. Raven. You can hear still some combat going on in this room.
10, 15, 20, and yeah, I think I'll blast the ghoul. Second one might hit.
Yeah, the first one is just you like shoot before you've like readied your hand and you just shoot at the ground. Then you kind of shake your hand a little bit, aim it at the ghoul.
Premature.
Second one hits. Bit premature there,
Premature
Raven.
evocation.
Yeah, premature invocation.
That's what we're going with.
Alright,
Now I'm going to push it back the 10 feet.
okay. You knock the ghoul into the table and then over the table, and it falls prone because it gets all bent up as it like its back hits the table. It gets back up, screaming, "Ah!" and clawing its way forward. It just yells at Vargul and slashes with the claw. It misses Vargul. Then Rhea is going to come in, scream, and impale the ghoul straight through the chest with her longsword. The final ghoul falls to the ground as Rhea draws her blade out, and sound of combat ceases.
Raven, don't fret. That happens to everybody.
I just shake my hand. When does shaking turn into something else? How long? I don't know.
Gesture west. There's more doors, guys.
Shall we just head up the stairs?
I guess so.
As you look around the room, you can see a trail of blood leaving this area to a room over in this direction. Probably the kitchen, you would presume.
Well, in for a penny.
Margaret will listen at the door for a moment.
Is it fresh blood?
Right, Callan, you can make a survival check while Bargle makes a perception check. You don't hear anything from beyond the door, Bargle. And Callan,
Open it up.
it's reasonably fresh, but you're not sure exactly how long it's been here. You're not sure exactly how the blood trail was created, whether it was like corpses being carried or someone stumbling away with a bad injury. Right, you open up the door, Bargle, and sure enough, it's a small kitchen. And the smell of burnt meat is very strong. You see some shelves on the walls stocked with food, and the blood trail continues on from behind the door to these big water barrels in the corner.
Oh God. Are they covered or not? I'm gonna look inside one of them.
Alright, when you go to look inside one of the barrels, you actually notice there's someone hiding behind the barrels, ducked down, and it's a frightened looking cook.
He's dead.
Oh,
We saved Anders as well.
oh. I knew someone would come to save me. Thank you.
She stands up.
There you go. We got another one. Does she look like she's able to move, or does she need?
She looks a little bit injured. She's got blood all over her waist, but she stands okay, and she just has one of her hands grabbing onto her waist, covered in blood, with some bandages on her hand and around her waist. She's a Shao human female, and she's not wearing armor though. She actually just has a quarterstaff in her hand.
Thank you. I am Ziliang. I have not been here long. I came from Golden Fields to work as a cook, sharing my recipes. I've been here only a couple of weeks and this attack happens. Many of the Hell Riders, they threw themselves in front of me to save my life. They were caught off guard, barely had enough time to draw their weapons. When the fiends came in,
gypsy people.
the devils were throwing fire at the Hell Riders, and they were outnumbered. The biggest of the fiends was one that looked like it was made of bone. It impaled the Hell Rider straight through the eye socket before he even knew what was happening. I ran into the kitchen, closed the door, and heard the battle ensue. Now I have been hiding for hours, waiting. I thought I would die here.
Oh, today's your lucky days. We're gonna get Zygons here to help you and go with the rest of the other refugees. Like, you'll be okay.
Her accent sounds familiar. Is she one of those gypsy people or whatever that didn't help us against the zombies outside of Baldur's Gate?
Kalancha?
Nope, she's not dressed like those sort of people. She says she's from Golden Fields. And you're also, I don't think you hear this conversation from the other room as well, Raven.
Oh, okay.
Can you walk? Are you okay?
I can't. Listen, the Hell Riders. They gave me a key and told me to keep it. It is for the armory.
Oh, okay.
We got a Hell Rider with us.
That's right, I'm Rhea Mantlemorn.
Whistle out. Rhea!
You only have to say Rhea, and she like jumps out of nowhere.
I am a Hell Rider. Did someone say Hell Rider? I am Hell Rider of Elturel. You can trust me with the armory key. We'll get you to safety. It's okay now, you're safe.
And Ziliang gives Rhea the armory key. And Rhea starts to escort her back to safety, telling her about the situation and how the other survivors are being protected by the rest of your party members and what few Hell Riders are remaining.
So that keys is for the doors over here?
Yeah. Rhea points. That's the armory, yes. The one I couldn't open before. Alright, Ziliang makes her own way outside to join the other survivors.
If you're going past, you can grab the spike growth gun.
It went down, yeah. With the bonfire.
Yeah, I didn't know if you pulled it off.
She runs into the spike growth and dies. Okay, so Rhea is like, you're doing this very hastily because there's like a sense of urgency. And Rhea just runs over and quickly opens this door using the key. And inside, you actually see a heap of supplies, crates, barrels, weapon racks, silver greatswords lining the wall, short swords, lances, halberds, ammunition, suits of plate mail, chain mail, leather armor, shields, flasks of holy water, alchemist fire, acid.
I will point to Rhea and ask, Rhea, can I trade in this splint for some of that plate?
I don't know if there's enough time to get into it, but maybe for later, if anybody doesn't have a silver weapon, grab one now.
I'm just going to look at it and have another episode of premature evocation.
Rhea says to Bargul,
I don't think now is the right time to be changing armor. But we should definitely arm ourselves.
Rhea heads in, and she's going to grab like a silver short sword. Okay, there is a massive crate full of holy water, and when you like take off the lid, Nico, and look inside of the crate, you see about 50 flasks of holy water there. How many do you want to take?
I'll take 5.
As taking 49.
As you start like loading them into your bag, Rhea just says, "These are on loan. Keep that in mind."
Yes, I'll make s'mores if we need them, but for now.
Of course, we must use whatever we can to ensure our success. Does anyone else need a silvered weapon? There's arrows and bolts here as well.
How about a mace, milady?
Yes, there are silver maces. Here.
May I borrow one?
Yes, of course.
She gives you a silvered mace, Callan.
I'll also take 5 flasks of holy water.
Alright. Rhea looks at you.
Do we really need to take this many?
Well, I figure that the people that are in there are probably could use them. And it's easy to splash even if you're not trained with weapons.
Yes, you're right. Take what we need. And some for the survivors.
Is there?
Alright, so 5 holy water for Nico. And 5 holy water for Callan. So just keep in mind that there is an expectation that if you don't use them, that they will be returned. An expectation by Rhea. Whether or not you plan on doing that yourself, it's completely up to you, of course. I'll just make a note of what was taken in case Rhea comes asking for it later.
How many bottles of alchemist fire?
There is about 20.
Can't imagine that's so useful.
3 or 4.
Okay. You can take 3 or 4. It's up to you. And do we have handouts for these items yet? I'll give you guys handouts just so you can see exactly what they do as well. So...
Were there silvered crossbow bolts you mentioned or no?
Yep. There is...
Yeah, Barger will take a set of 20.
There are about 300 arrows and 300 bolts. So 15 cases of crossbow bolts and 15 quivers of arrows. So you can take them as well.
Yeah, you'll take a pack of 20.
Okay. Silvered bolts for Bargle.
There's no people in here, right?
No, it's completely locked. Around the outside of the door, you see like a remains of what was probably a dead bearded devil, because there's like a glaive just sitting on the ground. But yeah, no one inside. It's no blood or anything. Doesn't look like anyone had gotten into here. And 3 alchemist fire for Raven. 3 or 4? Did you say 4?
I took 4, yeah.
Okay.
I got them on my sheet, drag and drop.
And I'll give you a handout for alchemist fire as well.
D4.
If you need it.
10. Let's put it.
Yeah, like catches on fire, keeps on burning them. And anyone need any other silvered weapons, ammunition?
Do they have a rapier?
They have
Okay.
1 rapier. Yeah. There's one here.
Okay, I'll take another one just in case something happens to mine.
Alright, Rhea says another one, I guess. Just don't forget. Lone.
We're
Ramon.
around molten lava. Who knows what might happen?
You're right. Okay. These will help us greatly. We need to head on. Up the stairs?
Up the stairs.
Barger, lock the door before we go.
Oh yes, you're right. How foolish of me. Are you staying in there, Kellen? Goodbye, Kellen.
I'm admiring this mace.
He's just handling his mace.
Alright. She locks up. Almost forgot to lock it as well. You know, Ray can be quite careless sometimes. And there's a set of stairs leading up to the 2nd floor over here. If you guys want to head up there, I'll move you guys up to the next floor of the map. We'll go in your marching order as well. So Bargle, you're going first.
Yep.
Who's next?
You'll lead it. Battle axe up and ready.
Ray will come up behind
I'm
you.
at the back.
Okay, Raven's going to be at the back. And Nico and Seeker. Alright, let's move you guys up. So, alright. Okay, so stairs go like this. Raven, you're at the landing at the bottom of the stairs. They wrap around south, then west, then up and around this way. Alright, as you guys spill forward, before you've even all got up the stairs, I'll remove some of this dynamic lighting as well, because it's just going to be annoying if I keep it there. Alright. So, Bargle and Rhea are the only ones that have spilled up into the floor here, the 2nd floor, before spotting a devil. And Bargle, as you come up to the 2nd floor hall, you see the remains of hell riders and devils and undead all over the hall. There are blood spatter, burns and scratches covering the floor and the ceiling and the walls. It's an absolute massacre. And the sounds of battle and cries are coming from other rooms down the hall. It sounds like there's still Hell Riders here fighting off the attackers. And there's just a single Barb Devil waiting here in the middle of the hall next to a door. And he rubs his hands together.
There are more! Come!
He says in Infernal, calling behind himself to an area to the west. You also notice there's like a bloody pentagram that has been painted on the floor next to him. And we're going to roll initiative. Most of you are still down the stairs when this devil starts attacking. And I just got to do one other thing actually too. Okay. So, Bargle, you see a ghostly figure emerge. It passes straight through the wall like it's not even there. And it's vaguely humanoid in appearance. It has wild looking hair, a purplish glow. It's a spectre. Surrounded in this purple mist. And it comes in behind the devil. And it moves very, very quickly. And then it kind of just disappears, going through the wall again. Taking the dash action. And another spectre does the same thing. And another one. This one takes a dash action and makes its way all the way up to you, Barb, just careening down the hall with great speed.
Is there one inside of me? I can...
No.
They look like they're just flying around.
They're like coming towards you guys, but some of them pass through the walls lining the southern wall. And it looks like this is like a barracks of some description. There are a number of rooms lining. There are tons of doors. Alright, Raven, so you're actually on the bottom floor still.
Okay. Wait. Oh, it's actually turned. How much movement would it take to come up and see if I can take a pot shot?
If you want to run forward and push ahead of everyone, it'll cost you 10, 20, 30, 40, 45 movement.
I'm gonna hold my action.
You could attempt to jump up, climb onto like the stairwell, and like climb up the stairs.
No, I don't want to be up there, honestly.
Okay. Well, otherwise, yeah, you just hear like something going on up there, and yeah.
I'm gonna hold my action to poop my pants if needed.
You could ready a dash or something to say like once everyone else has run up, once the way is clear, you run up as well.
I think I'll do a dodge right now.
Okay. Because you're on 4 hit points. Understandable.
Exactly.
Alright, another spectre. It actually just phases through the closest wall to you, Bargle, over here. Passes straight through it like it's not even there. And emerges next to you and Rhea.
Maybe it's not.
Nico.
Okay, can I see the point up around here, even though I can't get there?
Yeah, you can see like the top of the stairs and then the hallway and whatnot.
I can see like down over here.
Yeah. It's above you, but you can see the space.
I'm gonna throw Heal Baby right here.
Okay. Heal Baby comes out to play.
I'll send Puppy up into the corner and tell him to. I don't see the Spectre Zone. I don't see through his eyes. So
You can. Yeah. Oh, are you seeing Corgi's vision?
I
Okay.
do see through his vision.
Oh, I don't know why I have that set up like that. But no, yeah, you can't see through Corgi. But Corgi can tell you there are some specters there.
Alright, well, go get him, buddy.
Corgi misses. Corgi doesn't go get him.
He tries to play fetch
He's a
with
good boy
bones, but
still.
there's no bones.
Bargle.
All right. So I can make a movement like this without provoking anything.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna move there to make more space. I'm going to attack the specter to my right.
That hits. As you slash through the spectre, ribbons of purple energy trail away from it and kind of snap back onto its form, sealing up that wound you just inflicted. You hit again. And this time, the same thing happens, but the ribbons of purple energy don't snap back. They just begin to trail out from the spectre as the spectre is dissolving and becoming highly translucent. It's almost destroyed. Ray is going to try and finish that spectre off. And she hits it. The silver doesn't seem to work too well, but she hits it hard enough to actually vanquish the spectre, and the spectre just vanishes. She pushes forward, and she just runs up to the next spectre and hits it. She slashes at it and then jumps to the side to make room for anyone, leaving the spectre with a little ribbon that reforms the spectre anyway. Callan.
I'll move over there and I'll detoll the dead on the spectre.
And you see so much death and destruction, blood smeared on the walls, scorch marks, dead Hell Riders everywhere. Do a toll of the dead, and the spectre fails, but it doesn't really react too much to that. It resists the necrotic damage, and actually it's completely immune. It has no effect on it whatsoever.
My spell has no effect?
It heals it. No effect is better than healing it.
The Barb Devil claps his hands together.
Come to watch the show, Hell Riders?
It says in Infernal.
Gather round the campfire, children. Let us tell you a story of how Hell Riders make great firewood.
And the Barb Devil's hands catch on fire, and it throws a ball of fire at Bargle across the hall, slamming into you for 8 fire damage. And I think your heavy armor master may protect you from that too. Is it weapon attacks? Or
It's only piercing, bludgeoning, and slashing.
oh yeah, that's right. From weapon attack.
Correct.
And then so full 8 fire damage, and then the other one's at Rhea. Mrs. Rhea. And then the devil just stays there in the hallway. It's going to move up in front of the... Actually, it's going to stay where it is. It's almost like inviting you into this door. There's like a closed door there. When it speaks about the show and the campfire, it seems to be like talking about something that's going on beyond that door. Seiko.
Okay. I'm going bonus action going to my blade song. And I'm gonna do shocking grasp on him or it, whatever. Horribly miss.
That's a miss. A spectre moves straight through the wall and hovers above you, Nico. And as it emerges, it reaches down at you with its necrotic hands. And it tries to push its hand into you. But it misses. It ends its turn hovering above you. And another one emerges, passing straight through the object as if it wasn't even there, straight through the wall. And it hovers down, passing through the stairwell at Raven, hovering above him, it tries to attack him at disadvantage. And it misses. And it ends its turn hovering above you. Trying to reach down for you. And this one's just going to try and attack you, Seika. And it misses. You dance out of the way. Raven.
Alrighty. So there's a specter down here with me now?
There's one directly above you, and then there's one in the square next to you, also directly above you.
Alright, I'm gonna shoot one of them directly above me. The one on the right.
Okay, you have disadvantage. It's a mess.
Shoot it again.
And another premature evocation.
Alrighty.
Now it's a habit.
Nico.
Get some Cialis or something.
Alrighty. Gonna have. So it's disadvantage, right? If they're right.
Yeah, it's within 5 feet of you, so if you do an attack, ranged attack, it's going to be at disadvantage.
Okay.
And you're just
I'll,
doing the same thing that Raven's doing.
yeah, and then I'll bring Puppy over here. Come with me, Raven. Let's go.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Alright, Flame Corgi goes with an explosion of fire.
Oh.
You guys teleport away. Both specters try to get out of the way of that explosion. And this one fails. The fire is not too effective as it resists. And then the other one actually managed to completely avoid being hit by the fire. And Raven, you go with Nico.
You're over here, somewhere around the corgi.
Oh, up here. Okay. Awesome.
Argle.
Alright, the Spectre south.
It's a miss. And a hit. Alright, the magic axe cleaves through the spectre, almost completely vanquishing it.
Right.
Ray is going to come in and try and finish it off. This time she draws a short sword. Silvered short sword. She hits and she pokes it into the spectre. Spectre vanishes. She then just screams and runs directly at the Barb Devil and starts slashing with her longsword and short sword, doing some 2-weapon fighting, and you hear these hissing wounds as Rhea starts slashing into the devil. Callan, you're up.
Toll the dead on the devil.
Poor Nico, everyone just runs straight by his hill baby, completely ignoring it.
Even my own corgi didn't run through it.
Don't forget there is that hill baby there. Okay, a wisdom save for Uxalorix, the Spine Devil. He has magic resistance, so he makes a saving throw. Some good damage though. The devil just is chuckling.
Ha 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 ha! What's the matter? Scared of a bit of fire?
Says in Infernal. Obviously Rhea's like not understanding it. And the devil just starts tearing into her, catching her with a claw. Rhea starts looking a little bit, she starts to look a little bit tired now. Seika.
Did not mean to do that. Okay, I'm going to try to do a chromatic orb on him. Lightning.
That is a hit.
Hey, it finally hit.
And a bolt of lightning slams straight into the devil.
Damage. But I finally.
It's a decent injury still. He's hurting.
And
A spectre chases Bargle. Actually, no, it's going to chase Nico, and it's going to move through the wall as it does. Chases him up the stairs, just careening along the ground. Its lower half just this purple mist.
Does it run through the hill, baby?
It reaches out, tries to grab you, Nico, but it misses. And this spectre just almost howls as it chases you down. And it too tries to grab you. Alright, when it hits you, you need to make a con save firstly. Alright, you resist the life-draining effect. And the armor of Agathis surrounding you shatters as the spectre grabs you for 10 necrotic damage. And you see like just a wave of ice shift over the spectre. The spectre seems resistant to the cold damage. All in all,
Baby.
it Hill Baby just has a single tear rolling down its eye, and then disappears.
You tried.
I was gonna run there on my turn, but
Raven.
yeah. But now, hello, specters. Gonna shoot the specter down here.
Hit.
Again.
And a miss.
I had advantage on that one because it's Sunday. Alrighty.
I'll do that. Spectre's hit points. There we go. Nico.
Yeah. I guess they're on the ground.
Yeah.
Just the one on the left.
Alright, the spectre attempts to fly up and out of reach of the bonfire, and it does exactly that. Moves up out of the way.
I look angry at it. Okay.
And I think the bonfire is going to catch the floor on fire. Does it catch things on fire, that spell? Yes. The floor catches on fire as well.
Okay. I guess he'll take Flame Seed at disadvantage too.
It's a miss. Spectre gets up in Flame Corgi's face. Margot.
I'm gonna attack the specter just north of me.
Yeah, I think you crit. Man, alright, you just completely just destroy the spectre. The axe hits the spectre and the spectre just completely vanishes. Nothing left of it. And
My name, Peter Venkman.
You swing again, and your arms are still sort of vibrating because the axe continued on, slammed into the stone wall and sent a shockwave up your arm. So you're a bit off with that second attack. Ray is just going to keep on going toe to toe with this Barb Devil. She's just fighting passionately. She looks kind of like she's crying the entire time as she's fighting.
Don't be scared. It's okay.
Callan.
Move up. So tired of their magic resistance. I'm gonna swing at it with my new mace.
That hits. And the head of the mace sears straight in to the devil. And Ray is going to show you this +1 mace as well that she's got tucked into her belt. Take it if you need it. She's still got that +1 mace, the glowing one from the Van Thampa dungeon that you found in the Zariel statue.
I will, my lady. I can't grab it though. I already did my action though.
It doesn't take an action. Just a interactive object. You can grab that. You can grab it on your turn. It's a +1 mace that glows with a little bit of magical energy. I'll give you a handout for it so you can check it out.
I'll grab it.
Hey, where is that actually? Where is that handout? Gotta try and find it.
I thought Zygon had it.
Okay. Oh, maybe Zygon did have it. Anyway, you can have it now, Callan, because he's not here, and there's no use him having the magic items. Because he also has a Mace of Disruption as well.
Yeah,
But
he's back at tuning to the Mace of Disruption. He'll be like, I'll be there in a minute.
yeah. He still hasn't attuned to that yet either. Alright. The Barb Devil is going to claw at you, Callan. And it hits. It slashes you for 6 piercing damage. And it claws at Rhea and flicks its tail at Rhea. Rhea gets clawed for 7 damage. So they hold out against this devil. Take up.
Okay. Shocking grasp.
That's a hit. Alright, you shocked the fiend for 11 damage, and a few spines are blown off of it, and it's got a bit of a nasty wound there now. The Spectre's going to turn to the Flame Corgi and try to grab it. And don't worry about the hit point maximum for Flame Corgi. It takes 12 necrotic damage. Actually, maybe, because I guess it can be healed. It should make a con save for that. He's a good boy. He doesn't take the life-draining effect. Raven.
Alrighty. Shoot a Spectre!
That's a hit. And a crit.
Push him back 10 feet with this one.
Alright, the beam just obliterates the Spectre. It knocks him back and makes him disappear at the same time.
Awesome. Hey, I'm useful.
Alright, I'll put out the fire.
Alright, you drop the bonfire, but the floor doesn't really catch on fire. It just gets scorched, but it wasn't there long enough to really burn through the floorboards. Floorboards are wood though, by the way.
Yeah, even look like wood. At the
Direct hit. It does resist the cold damage. And the ice begins to sheath the devil's leg.
Is there enough room to be on top of the people that are over here? With the
Yeah. Yeah, the hallway is 10 feet high. The ceiling is 10 feet high.
They'll come help.
Okay. Bargle. Alright, Bargle dashes in for a flanking position, and Ray is going to move to the side as well. And as the flame core is getting up in the devil's face, she slashes.
The flame cookie.
She misses. She swings again and again, and she catches the devil with her other two attacks, slashing and piercing. Smoke is starting to rise from the devil as it's getting destroyed. Callan.
I'll heft that mace in my hand and say, wow, this is really light. I bet I can hit it really good with this. And I'll swing at the devil's head.
It also feels quite powerful in your hand. Hit.
Oops, wrong one. Let's add a +1.
Okay.
So 8 damage.
Alright, it hits the spine devil hard, breaking off a heap of more spines and puncturing its flesh.
Yeah.
It's got more smoke starting to rise off of it. And the devil just yells at you all.
Fools! This does not concern you. My orders are to kill only Hell Riders. You still have a chance to save yourselves from death. Leave this place, but not her.
Points at Rhea and makes all of its attacks on Rhea.
I am Raven, friend of Rhea.
It grabs Rhea's left shoulder and grabs Rhea's right shoulder and starts digging its claws deep into her shoulders, and blood is just peeling out into the gaps of her armor. Then tries to slash her across the face with its tail, but Rhea blocks herself. Seika. That's a hit. Alright, grab onto it and send a tremendous amount of lightning damage coursing through the devil. It's very close to falling. Raven.
Alrighty. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Shoot the devil!
Hit. Well, that was a good Eldritch Blast. It hits the devil in the chest, and you see its chest just have a cavity appear in it. You fire again, but the devil jumps to the side, the Eldritch Blast whizzing on by with a miss.
Right.
Nico. And you whip the thorn whip around the devil's head and just give it a tug, and the devil's head just breaks straight off, leaving its body behind. As the head rolls along the ground, it kind of becomes a smoke until it's just a hissing little ball of smoke when it arrives at your feet. And then the devil's body does the same thing. It falls onto the ground, and there's a bit of a bang, and an olive-colored stain is burnt onto the floor.
Sweet.
Where are all the survivors at?
As you stand here, you can hear some desperate pleas coming from this door, and the sound of combat from this door, Raven. Sounds like there are still Hell Riders fighting here, but other than that, there's not really any other sound of combat around. And Rhea also says,
I don't know what to do. I'm wounded. Not sure if I can press on. I don't know if I can save anyone else.
Look at me. I'm wounded too, but we're gonna save them.
Stairs. To the 3rd floor. They're on the other side of the hall.
And then she's just like looking in shock as she sees so many dead Hell Riders everywhere. And she holds her mouth, preventing herself from throwing up.
All right. Up the stairs we go, guys, I guess.
Wait, we don't want to like help the people at the door or the other people over there that are fighting?
Fine.
Rhea looks like kind of beaten and shocked, so she'll pretty much just go with whatever you guys decide at this stage, because she doesn't really look like she's in any sort of fit mood to lead.
Fargo will look back at Ray and say, right now we're all Hell Riders. He's going to open this door and see what's going on.
She smiles. Well, no, you're actually not. You see, the Hell Riders, well, we sign a Tomb of the Creed She starts just explaining the process of how to become a Hell Rider to you. And as you open the door,
do you remember what that book was?
He's like, I thought orcs were thick.
and even for you, Bargle, what you witness beyond this door shocks you. But we're going to take a 10-minute break.
That's someone to shock me.
So
What you see
shocking.
beyond the door is shocking. Stay tuned.
Ball gags and...
Woohoo.
Alright.
That'll help with the early.
Looks like Alan is going to be here as well for when we get back.
I find Satan and Saddam Hussein.
Making out.
And Cartman.
Yes. Shut me down, bitch!
Get your bit ass in the kitchen and make me some pie. Alright, guys. Back in here.
How's everyone doing?
Good, right.
Still alive?
Sadly, yes.
Live.
It's been tough. We haven't had much chance for a reprieve since you've got to Elturel. So much that Zygon actually just said, you know what, screw you guys, I'm gonna just sit here and attune to this mace while you all save the Hell Riders.
Seems like a paladin-like thing to do.
Yeah, both of the attunement slots. Alright, so as you guys are about to open this door, Bargle, just before you've opened it, Alandir comes rushing up the stairs and says that the perimeter of Helm Shieldhill is somewhat secure. So Alandir, you were hanging out near the courtyard on the lower floor of Helm Shieldhill. How you doing, by the way?
Doing all right.
Good. Glad you could make it.
Thanks.
So the party had sent a couple more survivors towards you all. A cook and a caretaker. And also a crippled Hell Rider that was trapped underneath this machine. And you've been helping fighting off undead, just sniping some from the battlements. And they'd had a situation under control now, so you've rushed up to aid everyone else. You arrive at the second floor hallway coming from this set of stairs over here. So you've entered from there and you've come over here now. And you see the rest of your allies, and everyone's just trying to still get to the hold to save all the survivors. So, Bargle, you open the door after you guys explain to Alandir that you're trying to look for survivors still and whatnot. And you see just so many corpses, Bargle. There has to be at least 50 plus corpses piled up in a big circle in the center of what looks like a gymnasium. There is a chain devil cackling with wild glee. The chain devil is wrapped in black steel chains or black iron chains. He's got a red tinge to his flesh, and he has chains also surrounding his entire face. And he has chains attached to his arms, and those chains rise up, connected from his arms, up into the ceiling. And then the chains hook back through the ceiling and dangle down, hovering about 10 feet above the floor. There are 4 such sets of chains, and the chains are end with hooks. And there is a Hell Rider impaled through the chest by one of these hooks. She's squirming. And the chains themselves also look razor sharp. The Hell Rider is still alive, remarkably, even though she has a chain just, she's hung up by a chain, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre style. And the bodies are actually in what looks like a funeral pyre. It looks like several barbells and weights have been placed around a number of corpses with bits of broken wood, like kindling, stuck in between the corpses, like it's ready to be lit up, and a massive fire of corpses is about to happen here. The
so
chain
one living
devil,
Hell Rider, does she look incapable of helping herself?
she is restrained, and she has a greatsword in her hand, a silvered greatsword. She wears plate mail, but like she can't reach the chain devil, as the chain devil's got her strung up 10 feet away, and he's just like moving the chains up and down, so she's getting like ripped up and down. She's like hanging there like a marionette, and the chain devil is just watching as she's squirming in agony.
Bargo's been given to his bond, which says, I fight for those who can't fight for themselves. He's going to run in and immediately begin to attack.
Okay. Rhea rushes in as well. As you move in, the dynamic lighting's gone, right? Okay.
Whatever's in the room it looks normal, if you're asking.
Okay, I was just making sure that the doorway was gone there. So anywhere, any square that's not the outer 5-foot square of this room is difficult terrain. So just the walls, the area around the walls is not difficult terrain. Anything inside is. We'll say these squares it's not as well. You can see where the difficult terrain is pretty easily. Anyone else running in?
Aladnir will run in.
I'll go in just inside the door.
Alright, the devil chuckles maniacally. And it says in Infernal,
Pain. 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 Let's inflict some pain.
and it's just starts like you hear the sound of jingling chains as it moves these chains up and down, and we'll roll initiative now. So there are 3 other chains hanging from the ceiling that look like they're being animated by this chain devil. 3 others, excluding the one that's impaling this Hell Rider. So let's roll initiative. Alandir, you're up first.
Is he up? Is he on the ground level?
Yeah, he's on the ground level.
Okay. So I'll move 10. I'm gonna dash, so 10. Is this difficult if it's not cleared? You said?
Yeah, if the square's got like all this stuff in it, it's difficult terrain. If it doesn't, then it's not difficult terrain. So
Okay, I'll move to there. And I'll attack. Ugh.
you trip up on a bar. You stub your toe on a barbell, and you end up just launching thunderous energy into the air with that rapier attack.
I'll move back to here. That'll be it.
Seika.
I'll do a chill touch.
It's a miss. As the impy hand comes towards the chain devil, it just utilizes chains to maneuver it around. Miss. Nico.
Okay. I'm going to... I'll step in, and I'll hit it with the thorn.
That's a hit.
I'll pull a little closer and make it easier for folks to get to.
Alright, you wrap the thorn whip around a section of chains.
Here?
That
Does
square?
it have to be? Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, it just wraps around some chains and you drag the chain devil closer. And when that happens, the chains extending from the devil up into the ceiling, they all move as well. And it actually, it rips this chain out of this woman's chest. And she's actually no longer grappled, she just falls onto the corpse pile.
Okay, he'll fly over there and help.
Okay.
What does he have other than his chains? Does he look like he's got like a glaive or something?
No, so he looks like a very strongly built human who's about 7 feet tall, and his clothing pretty much consists of chains. They're wrapped around his ankles, his waist, and his face. Other than that, he's all chains.
Alright, I'll head back out and around and see if he swings it.
He does. He sends a chain forward whoosh, at you as his reaction. And the chain hits you, Nico, in this square, and it grapples you. And the chains quickly start to wrap around your arms and legs, so much that you become restrained. And then he just squeezes. He's able to just manipulate the chains. And as he squeezes, you take 9 slashing damage. And as long as that grapple persists, you'll be taking 2d6 piercing damage at the start of your turn. Alright, it's his turn. He starts utilizing a heap of these chains. Firstly, he's going to use this one to try and grab that woman again. A barbed chain sticks back into her chest and he reels her up. She becomes grappled and restrained. The chains wrap around her arms and legs. And it's going to use a chain on Alandir. This chain flies towards you. And Alandir, the chain whoosh, wraps around you and starts to squeeze. You take 11 slashing damage as the chain's razor-sharp barbs slice into your skin. Grappled, restrained. Then some chains are going to come in at Flame Corgi. And Flame Corgi is hit.
Might kill it.
And Flame Corgi puffs out of existence. Alright, Alandir, you uncanny dodge, so you reduce that damage down to 5. And it's got a lot of chains. It's only 3. It's going to send some chains at Rhea. And Rhea is wrapped in chains now. She is getting shredded. She's grappled and restrained. Bargle. Set of chains come at you. These ones. Whoosh. It misses you. And they're only the chains dangling down from the ceiling. Oh, and yeah, they're only the chains dangling down from the ceiling. They're 4 sets of chains. And now the chain's wrapped around his arms. He's going to slash at Rhea. And Rhea is down. He just slashes the chains whoosh, across her face and neck. She starts to choke on her own blood and falls onto the ground dying. And then finally at Bargle, he slaps some chains at you. And Bargle, you're hit. Whoosh. You're slashed for 6 points of damage. Raven, you're up.
Alrighty.
These chains can be attacked. They look very sturdy though.
Is this the baddie?
No, that is the Hell Rider with a chain and a hook through her chest.
Where'd the baddie go? Oh, there he is. Alright. I'm gonna shoot the baddie.
You're gonna do it there, from that square?
Yep.
Okay, you're at disadvantage.
Why?
Because you're squeezing. Someone else is in that square.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, Nico's there. Do you see him?
I don't see anybody. No, I don't see anybody in that square.
He's supposed to be in that
Nico
square.
over here to the right.
Alright.
And Nico's over here to the right, and Callan's to the left.
Let me reload the page for you.
Okay.
I see him in there.
What about now?
Oh, there he is. All right. So 10, 15, 10, 15.
As you move through, the Chain Devil's going to opportunity attack you. You move in and out of its reach, and it has advantage as you're squeezing next to Nico. The chain hits you.
Okay.
Alright, it hits you in this square, Raven, and he wraps a chain around you. You become grappled and restrained, and you guys also see Raven just fall to the ground, dying. You don't make a death save this turn though, Raven, but that will end your turn. The Hell Rider speaks. The chains! Cut the chains! And she's going to try and use her greatsword to cut the chains. She swings, but she can't get them. 19 misses. 7 misses. The chain. Rhea makes a death saving throw. Callan, you're up.
Okay. It's like something out of Hellraiser.
And just about everyone's all strung up with these chains now.
I cast Spare the Dying on a Raven.
Okay, Raven, you're stable. As
Raven's still hooked.
he's still hooked. As you
I
touch
step up to that chain.
Raven, you see his neck has been sliced. His neck has been cut, but the wound just completely heals up and his neck looks fine now.
Okay, then I step up towards the chain, and that's it.
Alrighty. Bargle, so you're hooked. The chains in themselves are wrapped around you and they're like razor wire, so they're just slashing against you at the same time. And you actually take damage at the start of your turn from the chain. It's 10 piercing damage.
All right. I'm gonna attack the chains that are holding me up.
Alright, you're at disadvantage. They seem very hard to hit and very sturdy.
Go for it.
It's a miss.
All right. I'll attack the devil with the second one.
And another miss. The chains tighten and prevent you from swinging effectively. Alandir, at the start of your turn, the chains tighten and you take 6 piercing damage.
To get out of the grapple, is that acrobats or
It's your choice, an acrobatics or an athletics check, and it takes your action.
I'm gonna do acrobats.
You
Really?
struggle to get free. And the more you move, the more the chains slash into you.
Bonus action. I can't do anything with my bonus action. All right. Awesome. Done.
Seiko.
Okay. I'll try to hit the chains of Allender with Chill Touch. No, Firebolt. Firebolt.
It's a miss. Nico, at the start of your turn, the chains deal 7 points of piercing damage to you.
Okay. I am going. Everything huge. Try and hit.
Who are you attacking? Sorry, the devil?
Devil, yeah.
It's a miss.
Okay. And then as a bonus action, I'll drop Kill Baby Red.
Where are you dropping it? Sorry.
Right on my square.
Okay. Alright. You won't get the healing this turn though. So when you start your turn or move into it, and you haven't done either of those. But Raven will get the healing. Alright, the devil just chuckled.
Preserve your life for long enough to see your friends suffer.
And it's going to step here. So Bargle, you can opportunity attack it. Disadvantage. It's a mess. And it's going to slash at the Hell Rider suspended by the chain.
Watch.
And it just starts torturing her. She screams out in agony as the chains are just soaring through her flesh to the point where she loses so much blood. She loses consciousness and she's now dangling there looking pretty much dead. Alright, Raven, you will fail a death saving throw at the start of your turn because of the chain, but then the hill baby's going to get you up.
Woohoo, 1 whole point. Awesome. I'm gonna shoot the devil.
Okay, disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Second attack is a hit.
Push him back 10 feet.
Alright, you knock the devil back 10 feet, and when that happens, everyone is released from the chains. As the chains drag through the ceiling, they unravel from everyone.
Sweet.
You've pushed him out of reach.
And done.
And did you want to... Oh no, you already got the hill baby action.
Did you want to stand up, or you just staying laying down?
I'll stand, I guess.
Okay, so everyone who was grappled and restrained, no longer grappled and restrained.
You're welcome.
Alright, this Hell Rider is dying. She's not dead yet. She is dying quickly. She's losing a lot of blood. So is Rhea. They are dying very quickly. Rapidly, as in like twice as quick as what you would expect them to. Both of them.
They're weak.
Callan, you're up.
I'll do spare the dying on Rhea.
Okay, you see her neck has also been cut. When you place your hand on her neck, she completely recovers and her neck just looks normal again. She's stable and unconscious. You have to walk through a mass of corpses.
It's rough terrain.
Yeah, you can get there. You just sort of step over everyone. Bargle.
Alright, she's been stabilized.
Yeah.
10. I'll just run up to her and start slamming with the axe.
Hit. Alright, that was a good hit. You slash straight into the chain devil. You swing again, but it utilizes the chains and blocks the attack, creating a small shield of chains in front of it. Alandir.
Move up next to my buddy Bargle. And see if I can hit him.
Hit. Alright, that rapier slams straight into the devil. Big thunderous explosion. Takes away a chunk of its red flesh, and then you also hear the thunder snap back onto it. Seiko.
Okay, I will do a chill touch at him.
That's a hit. And the imp hand just grabs onto the devil's arm and starts to wither it. The devil just sort of screams.
Preserve your lives only to see the rest of you suffer.
Nico. I get some heal baby love.
I'll move the heal baby on top of Rhea, and then move up to here and feed.
Hey, do you guys actually deep down care about Ray? Because it would seem that way.
We do.
I don't.
Well, yeah.
She has a nice plate.
Alright, you quickly mush the good berry into a paste, Nico, like a salve, and you wipe it across her neck. And as you do, it's like magic.
Exactly like that.
Is the heal baby a healing spirit spell?
Yep.
It is, yeah.
That's what I thought.
Your good berry's like that flex take, Nico. You just like one wipe and it just seals all wounds.
I thought good berries were suppositories when you're unconscious. You know?
Yeah,
Wait,
really
what?
Any orifice will do.
Alright, this devil still seems confident to make you all suffer with some witnesses. And it's just drags the chains in through the ceiling and starts working them. And it's actually going to step forward. That booming blade will go off. It launches it forward as it steps as well from thunderous energy, knocking it over. And the devil is seriously hurt. And he's going to use this chain, his first chain, on her. And he just sticks the chain back into her. Actually, no. She's prone. Oh no, sorry, it's a melee attack, so never mind. Oh no, yeah, she's prone, so disadvantage, because he's 10 feet away.
Sweet.
So the chain just sticks through some poor corpses instead. Ah! And he's going to get another one of his chains up to try and hit her. Right, that one is going to get through her plate mail. And she's back unconscious and strung up by the chains all over again. He's going to then use a chain on Bargle. Sorry, Bargle.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Alright, he takes the chain, wraps around your neck, and then just pulls it and just lacerates your neck for 18 slashing damage.
18.
Remarkably, you're still alive. You're up. He gets your neck armor. And then he's got another animated chain on Alandir. That hits you, Alandir. You jump back. The chains still grab you. You take 8 slashing damage. And you're grappled and restrained. Now he's got the chains around his arms. He's going to slash at her. He's actually going to step forward. So Bargle, you can attack. He's going to get in nice and close to make sure this one hits. You try to swing and stop him, Bargle, but the chains are too tight. And then he just leans over her. And he just wraps the chain around her neck. And just begins soaring through her neck. She's still sort of choking and not quite dead yet. And then he's going to chuckle and slap a chain over at Nico. And completely miss you, Nico, as he sinks down into all the corpses. Raven, at the start of your turn, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw against being frightened.
Alright.
Alright. Zinor, this chain devil, he slowly unwraps the chains from his face. And as you glance over at him, you see your mother's face there. And she pleads for help from you. Raven! Help me! Help me, Raven! I'm being tortured!
Yeah, when I was born, my dad said, "What a pretty picture." Mom said, "Yeah, let's hang it." So here you go.
Alright, Raven, you see through the illusion, and then the devil screeches at you.
You fool! You idiot! Your mother is in here in the corpses, and you're about to witness her burn!
Okay.
And you point your hand
10 feet.
and slam into the devil with that Eldritch Blast. It knocks him back, and it knocks everyone out of the grapple.
Spurt.
Yeah, she uses her bonus action to spurt. Alright, Rhea is up on 5 points of healing. She gets up and she just sort of stumbles forward, looks around confusedly. Fiend! And she draws her heavy crossbow and fires at the devil. But she misses. Callan, you're up.
Does this woman on my feet look dead, or is blood pouring out of her neck, or wherever the chains are wrapped around her?
You can't really tell at a quick glance. She could be dead, or she could still be alive, but she does have a lot of blood just spurting out of her neck. If she's not dead, she's about to be. Alright.
I'll touch her.
Alright, you seal up her wounds, and she seems to be stable. She's stable again now. She still was alive, barely. Bargle.
All right. It's a mountain. I'll run after him again. Ah!
That hits. Alright, as the chain devil has unwrapped the chains from its face, it just exposes what looks like a fiend, really. You come over and you split the great axe straight down the center of his head. His eyes widen, he collapses, and then all of the chains just fall down to the ground, becoming inanimate, and he explodes in a fiery mess.
That could have gone worse.
Yeah,
Somebody
a lot
help
worse.
the lady while I go stand in the heal baby.
Is she dead? Because I can give her a good berry.
Is this the line for the hill baby?
It is.
Alright.
We can get.
She's stable.
Sticks, heal babies.
Yeah, you can heal a number of times equal to twice your wisdom modifier, whatever that is.
So that's 6. That's 6 total.
Okay, there's 6 heals.
Alright, I'm going to take one of them at least.
Bargle as well.
Rhea runs through. Whee!
We dragged the other girl through. Or she
We're
dead?
sending her out. She can't fighting, so I might as well just good bury her and send her back with the other.
Okay. You put a good berry in her mouth and she becomes conscious.
Okay, Bargle, your go again. We need you up.
Oh, bad one.
Better than
That's
nothing.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One last one.
Callum.
Rhea runs through it.
Alright.
Fighter, short rest badly.
She runs through it. I need this energy, she says. Hill Baby
Love Hill Baby.
waves goodbye with a feathery wing. Just waves to everyone. The woman becomes conscious. She opens her eyes. She speaks with a familiar accent. One of Kalashite.
Oh, we should have.
She looks like she's in her 50s. She wears plate mail.
Thank you for saving my life. That devil has killed everyone.
And she just, like, looks absolutely shocked and starts sort of screaming and shaking and trembling as she realizes that she's sitting on 50 corpses of Hell Riders, and she quickly stumbles out and, like, sinks herself into the corner of the room, just devastated.
No, everyone is dead.
Yeah, she's probably just gonna need some people to talk with it when this is all over.
My babies. The devil gave me a choice. Me or my babies. I chose myself, the babies. Roll20 took them. Please check on them in the hold.
Where are they?
I cannot walk.
Is
The
it
hold.
around the corners here? Oh, in the hold. Okay.
Please
That's
help
where we
me.
were heading.
Please. I can't move. I've been overcome with fear.
Could I listen
Okay.
to the door up here?
The devil showed me horrible things.
You can make a perception check, Alandia.
Jeez.
No sound issues forth from beyond the doorway.
Nothing's in the behind the door.
Rhea leans down and tries to comfort the woman. There, there. There, there. And she doesn't do a very good job of it.
Hell Rider of Elturel.
I come over and talk to her in Kalamshite.
Wasn't there some combat that was over here? Does it still sound like it's going on?
Yeah, it sounds like there is some sort of fighting going on. Alright, so what do you say to her, Seiko?
We'll go check on your babies. Come on, turn away from the corpse pile. Turn away from the corpse pile.
Alright, you can make a persuasion check to try and calm her down, Seiko.
Here's hoping I don't roll that bad.
She just shakes her head.
No, it's not okay. I cannot move. Please, I don't want to die. My
We'll
babies
save your babies.
have no
okay?
one.
Chill out.
She's just so distraught. She doesn't move. She just curls up in the corner and remains there, unable to be convinced otherwise.
We'll come and get you when everything is okay, when it's safe to leave. I'm Ray Mantamon.
Hell Rider of Elturel.
Okay, so yeah, you can hear some sort of grunting. Ah! Ha!
I'm gonna give
Coming from this
Fargle,
door.
healing potion.
Alright. Until he stacks up, and then gonna open the door.
Healing potion quick.
Rhea stumbles forward. She's like sort of clinging onto the walls, and you can see everyone is tired and drained.
Do we have any healing potions?
I gave him.
Do I have any?
Wait,
I got one. I'll drink my one potion of healing.
wait.
And
I got
Rhea
one
stumbles
aside.
forward.
If you're all willing to lay down your life to save as many as possible, then I must as well.
And she tries to shove you, Vargle. Make an athletics or an acrobatics check.
Now, I was like, get behind me! I'll open the door.
She tries to push you out of the way with her last remaining strength and open the door, but you don't budge.
We're all Hell Riders right now. Push the door open.
Well, one quick bookkeeping. That one that you rolled, is that the one I gave you or your own one?
Oh, the one I had. Sorry.
All right,
I drank the
roll
one I
other
had.
one too. You can drink. You can take both.
Oh, I will take it.
Alright. Nice little boost. So when you enter this room, Bargle, you see a shrine here. There are 3 shrines, and you feel this must be a shrine dedicated to the Triad, which is the gods Tyr, Torm, and Ilmater. Tyr, the god of justice, Torm, the god of courage and self-sacrifice, and Ilmater, the god of endurance in the face of suffering. There's a single Hell Rider yelling in a defiant rage as he's battling 2 wraiths with long claws made of wispy black shadow. They look like this. They look like some fallen knights. Regal, shadowy crowns atop their heads. 2 glowing yellow eyes. And there's just some woven straw prayer mats lying on the floor. And the Hell Rider looks like he's losing this battle.
Bargle's right into it.
The wraiths are slightly damaged by the time you arrive. Okay, Ray runs in after you, and if anyone else wants to enter, go for it. When you're ready, I'll roll initiative. It's very cramped in this room as well.
I will come this way.
If you move into the room and out, the wraith could attack you as well. Because the wraith's here. So if you want to be there, Seiko, you're going to be attacked.
Okay, then I'll stay outside the room.
Okay, alright, I'll roll initiative. 2 wraiths. 1 Hell Rider. Seiko, you're up.
Partridge in a pear tree.
I will do. I'll try a firebolt.
Alright, you lob a firebolt at the wraith. It's a direct hit. The fire crackles as the wraith resists the fire damage.
I suspect this might show up.
It still affects it a little bit. Raven.
Alright, I'm gonna go there. And I'm gonna Sacred Flame it. As soon as I find the button. Ooh.
A holy fire falls down on the wraith and it crackles it just as much as the firebolt did. Except it doesn't resist the radiant damage.
There's just so little radiant damage left.
It starts to just melt its shadowy form away a bit. Alright, the wraith is still in the throes of fighting this Hell Rider, so it just reaches out with one of its wispy black hands and it attempts to pierce it into the Hell Rider. It misses, and this one does the same. And this one does hit the Hell Rider. A shadowy hand stabs straight into Hell Rider's chest. The Hell Rider lets out a dry gasp. And you start to see the color leave the Hell Rider's flesh. Black veins burst up through his neck. Skin turns a pale white. Dark shadows appear under his eyes. And he looks like he's one attack away from death.
Which happens now.
Alan dear. Are you there, Alan dear?
Oh, I'm sorry. If I go there, is that disadvantage?
Yep, because Ray's in that square, so you'd have to squeeze.
Alright, I'm gonna do it anyways. Oh god, of course.
You hit.
13 hits.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, It won't get sneak attack because you're at disadvantage. But the rapier stabs through the wraith, and then the thunderous energy is resisted.
Move back.
Bargle.
Alright. Tech. Sorry. What's that icon mean to the right of me?
That's booming blade, so if it moves, it's gonna explode. That's a visualization of the thunderous energy sheathing the wraith. If you zoom in really close, you can kind of make it out as well.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna pound on him.
That hits. Right, you cut through the wraith, and much like the spectre, tendrils of energy leave the wraith upon impact. And you hit again. You slash through the wraith again. More shadowy ribbons leave the wraith, and it turns its attention towards you, and it hisses some whispers, inaudible whispers at you, Bargle. And Ray is going to use 2-weapon fighting, start slashing away, screaming and just yelling and just doing her thing, yelling out her name as loud as she can. And the silver seems to cut through the rays quite well. The rays hiss with each attack landed, and she's almost destroyed it. Callan.
I will strike that one next to me with my new magical mace.
That is a miss. Nico.
So what's holy water? Is it an improvised attack?
So yeah,
2d6.
there's I'll give you the handout. Yeah, it does 2d6 radiant damage, and it's an improvised weapon attack. It's a ranged attack, so it's a dexterity check, no proficiency bonus.
Okay, I'll try and hit the one that's hurt.
You throw the holy water, and it just hits the far wall, breaks, and the holy water runs down the wall, missing the wraith. The Hellrider looks over at you all. He wears plate mail, he has a silvered greatsword, and he says,
Who are you?
Does anyone respond?
We've come to save you.
I'm Ray Mantamorn, Hellrider of Elturel. I've come to save you. Ray interrupts
Get out
you.
here.
What she said.
Thank you. I thought there were none left.
Ha! And he roars as he vanquishes that wraith with his greatsword. Ha! He swings again at the other wraith but misses.
I'm lucky you arrived when you did.
Let's vanquish these fiends, he says.
Shocking grass.
That hits. The wraith resists the lightning damage, but you still shock its reaction out of it. Raven.
Huh.
Can you not see Nico again?
No, I can't.
Yeah, he's supposed to be in
Nico
the
is
square.
Nico's in the square right beside.
Let me move his token and see if it changes anything. Does that change?
Yeah, now he just moved up.
Okay. Must be because something to do with this map, I don't know. But he's
I
supposed-
kept not.
There's another token somewhere that's messed them up.
And I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna Eldritch Blast the Wraith.
That hits.
Slam it back.
You knock it back, and it hits a circular wall of the shrine, and you send another Eldritch Blast at it. Poof, another hit, and a heap of shadowy energy is dispersed from the Wraith. The Wraith just hovers back into that same space that it was at, and it says to you, Baldur,
Hellriders? Oh, I've heard of you. You are cowards who do not deserve any justice. Pay for your cowardice. Die!
and it just lances a shadowy hand into that Hell Rider, and he drops onto the ground, unconscious and dying.
Oh, Hellrider.
And I actually need to make him some con saves, because if he fails these, he's got like no hit points left. Okay. Alan, dear. You're up.
10, 15, attack. Lay 12 hit.
Narrow miss.
Oh boy. Go back to our wolves.
Pargle.
Gotta attack him. Shazam.
That hits. Alright, a good hit. You hack straight into the Wraith with a magical axe. And another hit. Once again, you cleave through it, and the Wraith is close to death.
I think it's been pretty close the time it was raised.
This is the first time this Wraith has been close to death. The other one's already been destroyed.
Well, it had to die to be erased, didn't it?
Oh yeah. Well, the Wraith yells out, "You don't know me!" through the doorway. Rhea tries to cut through the Wraith to get to the Hell Rider. And she vanquishes it with a couple of slashes. And immediately she's going to run over, and unless someone else is intent on giving the Hell Rider a good berry, she will give the Hell Rider her good berry first.
She can. Have at it.
She stuffs a good berry into his mouth and props him up on her knee. It's okay. It's okay. You're safe. Rhea Mansmorn at your service.
Ah, Rhea. Is that really you?
Wait.
Father? My daughter. Father!
I didn't let him die.
What are the odds?
I am Raymond Mantelmorn.
Hellrider of Elturel.
He gets to his feet, but he has to use his greatsword to hold himself up.
What are you doing here, Rhea? I thought you were dead.
No, we keep her alive.
She's been trying really hard.
Despite her attempts, we have kept her alive.
These brave-hearted adventurers has joined me as we sought to travel to Elturel to save it. Ah, that's my daughter, the hero. You should move quickly, my daughter. I think the devils have breached the hold. Well, at least Ontharr Froom stands between them and the other survivors. There are 100 of them in the hold. There is an elixir and a scroll. I keep in the altar to Torm. And he goes over to this altar, and he goes around to the back of it, and he opens a secret drawer.
Wait, when you mentioned Shroom's name, gargoyles. This room's alive.
Yes, I think so. If the devils haven't got him. Huh. And he's a stubborn old fool. He's gone through a war with dragons. I think a devil or two is nothing he can't handle. But that devil I saw, it's a bone devil. It's one of the stronger ones. Not sure if he'll be able to hold out by himself. Take this elixir of health. And he'll hand it to one of you guys. This is for keeping my daughter safe. And I'll give you a handout for the elixir of health. This one's not actually in the compendium. But basically it just relieves a heap of conditions. So if you're poisoned or something like that, elixir of health will fix that. And he also has a spell scroll. This scroll, it has the power to bring back the dead. Use it wisely. It's a spell scroll of Revivify. So who wants to take the elixir of health firstly? Just a vial with a clear red liquid in it with little bubbles of light floating around.
I think we should give it to Nico, because he's pretty nimble and can run into the combat and feed it to somebody.
Agreed.
Okay.
Alright, elixir goes to Nico. And who wants to take the spell scroll of Revivify?
Who can read it?
Callan?
I can read that.
Clerics? Or
I can read it.
you have to be a certain class to read them? Or
You have to be able to cast it.
Yeah, so it can be used
cleric,
by
paladin?
Artificer, Cleric, or Paladin.
There you go. It leaves me out.
So
You want me to take it, Nico?
Yeah, it seems best to me. Here's the only ones here that can cast it.
Alright, he
Okay.
has this scroll and he just thumps it onto your chest.
Please. This is for my daughter should she fall. She doesn't deserve to die in this hellscape. Promise me you'll use it on her if she dies.
Well, we're gonna have to hope she doesn't.
He whispers that to Callum, you're in the hallway. You don't hear that, Raven.
Alright, fine.
By the Lady Luck, we will use it on her if she perishes. But the casting of the raising the dead has to be done very quickly.
Alright, Rhea says, what are you talking about? If I perish? Well, what did you give him?
Just listen, Rhea. Look after yourself. Your old man can hold his own, but I think I need to take a second wind.
Catch my breath. What's the situation like in the courtyard?
Got that under
stabilized?
control, yeah. It's
All
under-
those devils and stuff that you guys sold your souls to are out there, and you might kill them and survive. So they don't take your soul.
You got
Sold our
some
souls?
People skills.
What in hell are you talking about?
Ignore him. Ignore him.
Yeah, Fabius Craig. Don't you know he sold all your souls?
That book you guys signed,
What?
the Hellrider, was actually
Sold all your souls.
tone pact.
What are they talking about, Rhea? Listen, Father, I'll explain everything, but now is not the time to discuss much matters. There are hundreds of lives at risk.
Oh, nice excuse.
They will fight harder if they know the truth.
Thank you all for saving me. Again, I am Raymond Mantelmorn. The Hellriders of Elturel stand united.
Stop and grab that other lady along your ways. She needs some help.
I'll see what I can do. You tell her about the other survivor. You just hear him yelling out,
Are you okay? I'm Raymond Mantelmorn. Why won't you come with me?
You've changed, Rhea.
So which ways do we go?
Rhea points As she comes out of the hallway, she points in this direction. And so far, you've got 6 survivors.
And the 100 have died.
Don't have
7
Dagon.
in total. 7 lives saved. Rhea pushes forward. You have to watch where you step to prevent yourself from stepping on a corpse or a big pile of blood or entrails. Some other viscera that's scattered all over the floor. Rhea sighs and she makes her way for a staircase. You see numerous doors lining the northern wall. Rhea,
Any sound from any of them, or as we're going by?
you can make a perception check as you go by.
Alright, Rhea, slow down, slow down.
You don't hear anything,
No,
and
you-
like the sound of battle has kind of ceased now as well. Like, you don't hear any like fighting going on.
If they've actually breached, we probably actually need to get going there kind of quick.
Rhea is just running forward, and she screams again "Ah!" as she reaches the top of the stairs, and there is a priestess laying in a pool of blood. Bloodstains everywhere, and more dead Hell Riders scattered all over the floor. And more annoying dynamic lighting that should be removed.
And more Nikos to step.
Alright, as you get up to the 3rd floor hall, you see the remains of Priests of Helm, Devils, and Undead, and 2 doors lining the south wall, and 2 doors lining the north wall. And Rhea looks around confusedly. I'm not sure exactly where the tower is. I'm not one to pray as much as I should.
Well, the priestess is dead over there. Let's look that way.
I'm suggesting this one.
Alright, you pull open. Are you pulling open that door? Or you want someone else to open it?
Does it open in or out?
It opens out.
Yeah, I'll
Alright.
open it. It's fine.
Okay.
Alright, you pull open this door, and there's like a study. And you can see more remains of dead priests of helms, devils, and undead splattered about the room. There are some high bookshelves built into the walls, and a section of bookshelf on the wall is turned, revealing a circular staircase that descends. And there are just a heap of wood tables and chairs scattered around, and it looks like a line of destruction has led through this door to the stairwell.
But this looks like the way down, Rhea.
Yes, it must be. I never really used the study much. Maybe I'm being punished.
No, use good.
Maybe.
We need to hurry.
Alright. Bargle, you want to go first?
Bargle just looks you dead in the eye and completely ignores you.
Sorry, what was that?
We're yeah, don't be intimidated by the books. There's a staircase here going down. Let's.
Alright,
Okay.
I don't like books.
It's a dark, narrow staircase that continues spiraling around a 7-foot high ceiling, and it's barely 3 or 4 feet wide. It's extremely sheer as well, so you have to kind of hold on to the walls to maintain your balance because it's so steep. So pitch black. Does anyone want a light source while they're heading down there? Ray is gonna light a torch.
I'll command my mace to light up.
Alright, the mace lets off a tiny bit of light. I don't think it's very much though. Or are you casting a light spell?
Yeah, cast a light spell on top of my magic base that's shedding light,
Okay.
whichever is greater.
Yeah, the mace doesn't let off much. It's like 5 dim and 5 light. Light's
The
way
light
better.
of luck.
Okay. And
I got dark vision, so.
okay. Alright. Everyone heads down. You can spill out into this room however you want.
Stop. In the stairs.
Alright, as you head down, you find a large cave at the bottom of the stairs. And there is a bone devil hissing as it fights a bald, middle-aged man in plate armor. There are 2 dead bearded devils, or the remains of bearded devils, and 2 dead hell riders at his side. You see a massive set of adamantine double doors engraved with the holy symbols of Helm and Torm, closing off the rest of the cave from this area. The ceiling is 20 feet high, and it's Onthar's room.
He's in it. Hey, a dwarf.
Yeah, he fights with a greatsword, which seems to be silvered at the very least. You can see the holy symbol of his god, Torm. It's shown on his plate mail. It's shown as his gauntlet. And he's just already in the throes of combat with the bone devils, and he yells out, "Ah!
Think! Torm! Back up! Get in here! Help me!
And Raven, you're staying in the staircase above Seika?
Yep.
Okay, so this bone devil is quite tall. About 12 feet tall. A very, very long tail. And it has wings that kind of look like the wings of an insect. The tips of its claws and tail are stained red with blood. And a sharp barb is on the end of its stinger. I'm gonna roll initiative.
It looks nasty.
It looks very powerful.
I rolled so low. Wait me when it's my turn.
Alander.
Dare will bravely go up with his rapier to poke the devil. Poke him bad.
It's a miss. The devil hisses. Its wings jitter. And the rapier just glances off its bony form.
Then Alger cowardly goes back to the back.
Okay.
Curls in a ball.
Raven.
Alright. I'm gonna step down to just behind Rhea. If that'll let me get in line of sight and shoot. Without squeezing in her space.
You're above Seika, so you can move down. It'll cost you 10 to move through Seika, 10 to move through Rhea, and then 5 to move somewhere empty.
Okay, I don't see. I see Rhea over here.
Yes.
I don't see anybody. So I can go 10 through Seika, and then 5 here.
There is a wall there, but okay.
There's-
There is, yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't see the wall there. Alright, then. Yeah, I will. Yeah, I'll just come down and stand in Seika's square then. And I will do a Sacred Flame on the Bone Devil. And then move back up.
Okay. The devil has advantage. And it jumps straight out of the way. The Sacred Flame just rolls straight off of it. Rhea just runs straight in. And she yells, "We're here to help!" And she takes her silver longsword and starts trying to fight the bone devil. She catches it and dislodges a small section of bone from the devil. The devil hisses and it claws at Onthar. Gah! Claws at Onthar again. Both attacks hit. It's knocking him into the doors. And then its stinger tail flicks at Rhea and just hits Rhea straight in the chest.
Bye, Rhea.
And Rhea falls onto the ground, unconscious and dying.
Hey! Beastie! I'm the one you want. If you want the prisoners, you gotta get through me! Brave warriors, let the healing light of Tom wash upon you!
And he casts Mass Cure Wounds.
It's anybody he can see within 60 feet, right?
It'll get you, Raven.
Oh, okay.
It'll heal everyone. Actually, it heals. Well, I think it's only 6 people. Yes.
I don't. So.
So he heals himself. 1.
Do the other
He heals Rhea. 2. He heals Callan and Nico, and Bargle and Alandir.
There you go.
Oh yeah, he doesn't take any suggestions of who to heal either. He just heals who he wants to heal. So your words fall on deaf ear as you try to heal out suggestions.
Try to heal me. I don't need it.
And then he ends his turn. That's his turn done. Mass Cure Wounds. Callan.
It appears wounded, doesn't it? Or
Yeah. Rhea just hit it.
Didn't she? I will attempt to do Toll the Dead.
Now you run up for Toll the Dead. Has no effect on the devil. You hear the bell ding. Nothing happens.
Timora, do not hear my prayers.
Seika.
Okay, I'm gonna use my last blade song of the day. Well, short rest. Come up here. Shocking grasp! Oh, shocking grasp!
You stumble forward, Seika, try to grab the devil's tail, but it just retracts and you explode some lightning into the air. Nico.
Drop a moonbeam right out.
Right. Radiant energy just churns down directly on it. Big column of radiant energy goes from floor to ceiling. Starts to melt away. Schmelt the bone devil, you could say. Bargle.
Well, seeing Onthar's alive, Bargle just screams out, "For the order!" and runs up to the bone devil and begins attacking to it.
Bargle! What the fuck are you doing here? Get your ass over here!
To find out what the hell has happened to you, my lord!
That hits the bone devil. You slam the axe into it. Put a chip in it. And a crit. Well, you must feel inspired by Onthar's presence because you hit it hard. So hard that you completely chop off one of the Spone Devil's wings. And some of its back attack is also dislodged. Alandir.
He'll graciously move up to be a part of this and attack.
That's a hit. Alright, you join in the melee, and it doesn't resist any of the thunder damage. More chunks of bone are ripped away from it. Raven, you're up.
Alrighty. I will step here, and I will blast.
That's a hit.
And blast again.
That is a miss.
Alright. And then back to my hidey hole up the stairs.
Alright, Ray just gets up and her head tilts from side to side. She more looks like she's just reactive more than anything now, and just gets up, grabs onto her longsword, and just starts like swinging wildly. And completely misses. The Bone Devil attacks you, Alandor. Its tail just comes straight at you so quick.
Needs to save for the moon.
Okay. 15.
Yeah, that's safe. So take 7.
Alright. Did you roll yet? Oh, you did. Okay.
It comes with the first one was 14.
Alright, the radiant damage starts to melt it away a bit, and it's starting to break apart now. Alright, this tail comes out of nowhere at you, Alandir, and you dodge out of the way. It hits you for 11 points of damage, and you need to make a constitution save. You become poisoned. And you can repeat the save at the end of your turn as the stinger just injects poison into you. And then it turns around and it slashes at Bargle with a claw. Again. And it hits you, Bargle. A claw catches you for 11 slashing damage.
We've got this, beastie. Don't give up, remember! Tom! Hilmatter! They are watching us for our deeds. Feel their guiding light, the power of the Triad!
And as he calls out, he uses Crusader's Mantle. Rhea says, "Oh, Mantle! That's got my name in it!"
Do that
And-
more. Do that.
And it's the morning.
If you're within 30 feet of Onthar's room, you deal an extra 1d4 radiant damage onto your weapon attacks. Callan.
So is my mace shining brighter?
Yeah, if you're within the aura, your weapon's a sheath with a golden glow.
I swing it with my mace, and I miss.
Too much power. Seika.
I'll try to hit it with my rapier.
That is a hit.
And
Alright, 12
Alrighty.
damage. Arabi has a bit of an extra boost.
I finally hit something with my rapier.
Good job, Blade Singer.
That was a good hit. Nico.
I'm happy not going near it. I won't pull it.
It's a miss.
It's a miss.
Boggle. That is a miss. And a hit. Great Axe glows with the power of Helm. And you sear into it. The devil's looking even more injured.
Don't forget your D4.
Alright.
That was-
Alan D, you're kind of coughing and spluttering and not feeling too well.
Alright, I'll attack. I have disadvantage, so I'll
And you take a wild swing and miss. Don't forget your constitution save as well.
Yep.
Raven.
Nice.
Deep breaths. The help.
Step out into the room. I shoot him twice.
Second
And
attack
once.
hits. Alright, good hit. More bone just breaks off of the Bone Devil.
Back in.
Rhea keeps on attacking. She draws a short sword now to try and maximize the radiant damage as her weapons glow. She only hits once. Still, she contributes to destroying this thing. And now the Bone Devil makes a con save. Moonbeam is still churning down on it. 13. It is barely hanging on. The column of radiant energy is consuming it so much that you can see the Bone Devil just dissolving in front of your very eyes. The devil hisses, and it who has been annoying it the most? I think Bargle hit it pretty good. So it's going to use its stinger on you, Bargle. It hits.
Oh,
29 points of damage. It slashes at you, Bargle. And
yeah.
oh, that'll be 26 damage as well. They're not magical attacks. It claws at you for another 6.
Oh, 1 point left.
And then it turns around and claws at Onthar. And slashes Onthar in the beard. And there's just like this awkward silence in the room. The Bone Devil looks confusedly like he's just done something horribly wrong.
Devil, nobody touches me beard. I call upon the power of Helm. Guide my sword unto this creature.
And he swings his greatsword at the Bone Devil, and he uses his guided strike to get a +10 bonus. As his greatsword glows, he sears it through the devil. The devil falls onto its knees, breaking apart, falling onto the ground further to pieces that then flash with a white smoke, leaving behind just the wings and some ichor of the Bone Devil.
Don't step in the moonbeam.
I'll step up for my turn. Hey, it's my turn yet? Hey,
Ha!
where'd he go?
Well, that was easy. Ontarfru just dusts himself off like not even a scratch. Ha! What?
What?
Bro, up, drops a knee, my lord. I'm like, I was sitting here to find you, my lord.
You don't
I'm
want
glad
to
you're alive.
drop the knee right there.
Oh, maybe not right there.
I finally found you as you run into the moonbeam.
Trapped a lot more if you ran there.
Someone want to turn that off?
Ah, Boggle, up on your feet, soldier.
I think we found your mace, my lord.
Have ya? Is that so? I'm sure you've got plenty of tales to tell me. What's the situation like outside? You fought your way through them beasties, have you?
Yeah,
It was fun.
we killed a bunch of the undead on the way in. Stopped the main things to the gate. A bunch of ghouls.
You've done well. Look
I
at
feel
you.
like we should be promoted to the rank of 6th knight.
Oh, you've done well, but you look like fucking shit.
I need a short rest.
You've done well. As a member of the Order of the Gauntlet, you've made me proud.
What is a half-orc? You saw?
I'm not one to aid the Hell Riders, but in this case I've made an exception. And I guess I'm the unofficial leader of the people in the Helm Shield Hall now. I'm ready to lay down my life to protect the people inside this hold, and I've proved myself in the eyes of Torm and Helm and Ilmata.
No matter.
Now it's time for you all to rest your heads. And he takes his holy symbol and he presses it against the adamantine doors. The doors dematerialize with a golden glow to reveal 100 frightened townsfolk beyond.
I'm gonna smack Nico in the back of the head until that moonbeam disappears.
You put it over here to make sure nothing comes down.
Oh, okay.
Bunch of Hell Riders run down into it.
Yeah. His father runs up. Did you save it? Oh.
Is this all that is left of the town folk, Honthar?
Ah, I heard some others were at the High Hall. But between there and here, I think this is it. Go on now.
Horrible.
You've done your part. Rest your heads. I'll go and clean up outside. And someone move this goddamn moonbeam out of the way!
Only lasts a minute. It's probably gone anyway.
Ah, the spell magic! I've got spell slots to burn, but laddie.
Alright.
Barker's like, that's my boss. That's him. That's who I work.
Alright. He lets you all in, and then he places his holy symbol on the door once more, and the doors return with a golden glow, like materializing in front of you all. You see 100 or so frightened town folk huddled together, and you just sort of wait for a while, and later, about an hour or two later, the rest of the survivors, probably not even that long, 10 minutes later, Ontharfrun returns with the rest of the survivors. Lulu, Harkina, Leffet, Ander, Ziliang, Estrafelda, Lashada Calwat, Zygon, and most importantly, Raven Mantlemorn. All of the survivors that you guys have saved. So with that, you should say well done to yourselves. Everyone take a long rest. Make sure you're level 6 for next session.
Awesome.
Must stink in here with all these bodies.
Lightning bolt!
It
Those are
is.
cool.
It's yeah, Leffet is going to start doing prestidigitation when she gets down here. P.U.
Me too.
Okay. And then, so next session, we'll skip forward to the next morning with the aftermath of this. With you guys heading out to get ready for your next task. And also, with this amount of survivors, you can expect some sort of great reward from Onthar or the Hell Riders of Helm Shield Hall. Lots of inbreeding. You do notice everyone kind of looks the same. Everyone is equally frightened though. This guy's scared. She looks scared. This lady looks worried.
You're an accountant.
This guy is like he's
blurry.
He's like 280p, so he ain't got much going for him.
It's the difference between ADHD and AD 720p.
And even this lady, she doesn't look too happy.
She's got the pixelitis.
Same with this guy.
He's
He's
crying.
I think he's burning.
I just try to pick like the most like frightened looking tokens. Some of these artworks are actually pretty funny. It's like this lady's like stepping into like a pit trap. She's like, "Oh, I'm dead." It's pretty funny. Anyway, so level 6, congratulations on success. That was a very long, brutal stint without a rest. So everyone gets DM inspiration as well.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I am the only one who never got attacked once.
What the first 3 combats, I did not take a single point of damage, which was amazing.
Remind me that for next session, Seika, so I can fix that. That's gonna be
I
rectified.
I try to make that my goal of most of my characters, unless they're tanks.
You don't have much hit points though. Like it's not gonna take. There's only like 1 or 2 attacks and you'll be down.
I'm a wizard. I don't have many tanks.